Yeah, I'm excited. These games are going to be good. These teams both have respectable stores. I've casted them before. They aren't complete trolls, so we're going to be good. Oh, we sure have, huh? So I remember SSJ UI Ivern being pretty good at the game. If I remember right, they were playing Leona. Could be remembering that wrong, but I do remember them playing pretty well. So yeah, depending on how the draft goes, we'll have to see which lanes kind of call our attention. But I expect a pretty solid level of play throughout, so it'll kind of be draft dependent in that regard. I I really like Shin. I think Shin is such a good top laner, especially with the TP nerfs. Yeah, but like, Shen is just too good. Yumi, just ban it for moral reasons, I think, personally. I'm just glad I don't have to watch Yumi again. Yeah, it's an interesting choice. Graves is like a safe pick. He's solid, like he's fine. Have you been muted this whole time?
I have been muted this whole time. I want to scream.
Rad. Let's go. Love that.
Welcome in. It's
anyway.
week 4, guys. 3-0 SON Leviathan, 2-1 Rawr Extinction. Should be a good game. None of what I have said has come through, and I want to cry.
Say it all again. Do it all again,
All right,
real fast.
All right,
Let's go.
So, SON, what team? What are we looking for? The Graves has been picked, and the Graves has been favored over the Hecarim, which has been more of the meta pick as of late. I believe that is all that I said. By the way, we are looking for somebody to actually run the stream, so I don't have to do it while I'm casting. So, if you want to do that and save me from looking like a complete stupid idiot live on camera, that would be nice. But we are deep into this draft. The Volibear has been picked, and I don't know what the other... That is Ziggs that has been locked in underneath it, despite it not showing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my display is a little... Oh,
no,
they probably just missed it.
They missed it. They said Ziggs in the actual champion select there.
Okay, I suppose. I like Ziggs. I like Ziggs a lot because you can flex it. He's a really good bot laner. His damage numbers are stupid, so if you have a really good front laner like a Volibear, who's great at just running forwards and keeping people there.
Yo, okay, that's Zeri that's picked. We just can't see it again. You know what?
Gang.
The fact that we can't get through the draft okay is making me worried about the quality of League of Legends that we are about to see. Drafting is supposed to be the easy part, guys.
No. The more scuffed the draft, the better. Let's go. Also, do love Talia. Good pick. I can't remember. Who is it? Zeri? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it is Zeri.
So they have a pretty squishy team so far. So Graves as a top laner and Zeri as a bot laner. So you have your top and your jungle picked in the Graves and Talia, and there's no room for a lot of bruisers left on your team, except for in support, really. So, and even then, your supports are never going to be as tanky as a good top laner or a jungler. So I'm a little anxious about that, especially with the Volibear. Volibear will just tear through squishy comps.
Yeah.
It's so hard to kill him once he gets rolling. Saying that with the gangplank, you know, it's a lot harder to run from a bear if you're being shot at.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting that you kind of mentioned that, because we're talking about such great dive potential here. Volibear, no matter where he is, he just dives under a tower, pushes R, turns it off, and the Gangplank can come from anywhere on top of them. So it's really looking to be something that is trying to play map wide and really get aggressive early on. I'm curious if you think that this Taliyah may go into a mid lane possibly, and they take the Graves jungle, and then they maybe get a tankier top laner. That seems like an open possibility, but I don't know the champ pools of these players.
It's technically possible. I don't think it'll happen. Ex-Jungle Convict, I do remember, plays a lot of AP junglers, so I think this is in their wheelhouse. But I think for Rawr, what I want to see, I don't know why you banned the Singed. That's weird. Ban Tom Kench. Because
ban
that
Tom
is,
Kench.
because that is the best tanky support that will have the ability to save their backline from a diving bear. So if you knock that out, you're relegated to like Leona, who only goes forward, not super great at disengaging, can disengage, but usually ends up dying as a part of it.
Alistar?
Lucian.
Lucian.
Alistar is good too, yeah.
This does confirm the Ziggs is going to the mid lane at the very least.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Because Lucian can go top or mid.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm saying that's a really good draft.
know.
I was just about to make that point. Rawr's draft is so good, by the way. Multiple flex picks. Volibear can go top or jungle. GP can go top or mid. Lucian can go top mid or ADC. Ziggs can go top. Like, oof, good. Yeah, love this. So, Ahri picked up. That's, yeah. If you don't know who you're playing into, Ahri's a really good pick. She's strong right now. Good pick potential. Can disengage with her dash. It's hard to pin her down. I like it.
So, I did want to point out that the mist ban was an Aatrox. So Aatrox Singed was what Rawr banned. And Ornn is picked up here.
So it's Taliyah support.
Or it could be
Ahri
Ornn,
support.
or Ahri support, or Ornn support. We don't know who is support. There's an endless number of champions that could support, as long as it's not Graves.
Don't tell him what he can and can't.
Graves
He's got a shotgun.
Spell Thief start, max smoke screen.
He's got a slow. That's a support.
Yeah, max smoke screen. That actually could be kind of annoying if you.
All right. Note to self: don't queue with Tessa anytime soon.
Okay. Well, the Nami being locked in here does mean that we are going to have a really strong bot lane for Rawr here. They are going to be having a lot of pressure. The Electrocute Nami can come out, but even if it isn't the Electrocute, that's still a really potent, aggressive bot lane against a Zeri, who is traditionally fairly weak early.
Yeah, that is her one of big. She's been nerfed several times. It's one of her big weaknesses. She doesn't really pack the same punch that she used to. She's weaker in the early game. Doesn't scale as hard, especially because people are going the Triforce build. So, little nervous about their ability to punch through this Volibear, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we will indeed. But yeah, I'm looking at Rawr's draft right now, and there's so much not only tower dive potential, but tower take potential. GP is very good at taking the towers. You have the Lucian, which is great for it. Volibear, Ziggs, like, this is all about pushing an early advantage and getting as much of a map advantage as you possibly can.
Yeah, it is going to be a scrappy game, I think. These teams, Rawr is going to want to take the advantage early, and SON is going to have to dissuade that, because they scale pretty hard, but the early game leaves a lot to be desired. Graves is a very safe pick. He shouldn't die anytime soon against the Gangplank in lane, barring a bear coming out of the jungle and stunning you, but you never know. So yeah, expect Rawr to be pushing aggression early, and SON trying to get through the early game and into the mid-late game.
Yeah, so that will so far be the Ornn locked in on the top side. It does give them that beef that you were kind of concerned about. And Ahri so far locked in the mid lane, which then would be putting the Taliyah at the support position. That feels really scary because, I mean, Talia does have the E to make Lucian a little scared to dash in, but I don't know if that's enough to dissuade a really aggressive push in when you have the backup of that Nami.
So, I don't hate it. I think it's weird. I think there's probably better options, but I don't
We've
hate
seen
it.
worse.
Yeah, we've definitely seen worse. So, in terms of dissuading a Volibear from tower diving you, you can just put up a wall. He doesn't have any dashes other than ult, so if he ults in, you can just box him in, so even if he gets the kill, he dies. And then, so I like it. We'll have to see how it works. Yeah, this should be spicy.
It should absolutely be spicy here as we have hit 40 seconds until the teams go in. We have the 3-minute timer. So, I mean, what are you looking... I mean, we talked about what Rawr is going to be trying to do here, and it's painfully obvious. They're not trying to hide that at all. What are you hoping to see here from SO and Leviathan? Because they have a lot on their plate to deal with in this early game. Is it just a hope we scale kind of thing that they're looking at, or do you see some kind of synergy to make something crazy happen in the mid-late, or in the early to mid-game?
I'm expecting Ornn to just kind of sit, not do anything for a while, barring Graves actually coming to the lane and helping. I think Gangplank should push Ornn in, and then that opens up the opportunity for Graves to come and get Ornn back into the game, because Ornn is a tank that scales extremely well into the late game. But I do think the focus is going to be on bot lane. Talia does provide a lot of gank pressure. If you land that W, it's so hard to not die in that situation, because you get pelted by the E's, you're slowed afterwards, you've got the Zeri pelting you the entire time, you have one dash and a flash, and like that will get you about one time, but I think her execution, it's going to be a pretty heavy bot lane focused matchup. And Ahri can be a menace in the roaming as well. She's so mobile and she has that pick potential with her charm. So yeah, I think that it's a scaling comp, but I do think they need to be proactive in the way that they try to get advantages that move into the late game. If they just sit back and wait, like, we scale, they'll die.
Yeah, I think that's really the scary point, because Rawr has every ability to put their foot on the gas pedal, but we will see how that goes, if they will be able to do so and get a 1-game lead in this series, or if SO and Leviathan will continue their undefeated streak so far. We will see right after this break, and we will see you guys on the other side. Hello and welcome everybody to the first game of the night. As you can see, teams going out, trying to get into their correct spots here, and we're seeing a little bit of stacking coming through on the side of actually Rawr Extinction coming in. A little bit of a funky ward placed there, but it is placed nonetheless.
Yeah, I think you gotta do that, right? Like, there's the off chance that someone's not paying attention and runs into the river, and you get a free 350 gold off it. So, they don't have any particularly dangerous champions level 1, but it's always nice to go for those.
Absolutely. Ornn does have himself planted up on that top side. And just kind of.
He also bought a refillable potion with no items because he's Ornn. He can just buy them later.
Yeah, he is just hiding up there, waiting for his time, and GP is not noticing it just yet. Actually, GP wins. What is this?
Talia's the superior support. We win.
Hold up. Ahri leashed. Meaning that Ahri has missed minions, while Ornn...
questionable.
Yeah, that is not a strategy that I have seen before.
What is he... I mean, I guess if you're afraid of getting poked out by the Gangplank level 1, he does have first strike. You know what? I don't hate that from Ornn. Do hate that from Ahri. Never leashes a mid laner ever in a million years. It's bad.
No, that has not been the choice for a long while since they changed spawn timers a bit. As we do see the Talia trying to get a little bit of early poke down. Level 2 is going to come through. You can see Rawr is trying to push in. There's the E. There's the dash forward. And they get the level 2 on the opposite side. SON getting their Talia out with the flash. And top side, meanwhile, fighting a little bit as well, as Ornn is going to take a bunch of damage.
So this is the power of a Lucian level 2 power spike. You kind of got to expect it. Like, that's the bot lane thing. That's the joke.
Important thing here. The flashes have been burned, and they are coming back bot side. As here comes the Volibear flash forward. There it is. The stun from the Volibear. Ronin Seiya getting that first blood. Perfectly played. Using that advantage gained in lane to pull the jungler in.
You love to see it so many times. It's like you tell your jungler, hey, this person doesn't have any combat summoner spells. And they're like, all right, cool. And then they don't show up. And it's like, well, okay, I guess that's it then. And that's my experience in solo queue.
I mean, that's the thing. It's not solo queue. There are longer lasting consequences if you do not play with your team.
I mean, I've played with you and the same things happen, so it's
well,
fine.
That's just because you're not good at the game, but that's a whole nother... I'm sorry. That's way too much. As now, ex-jungle convict just getting beat down. Did steal it, but maybe... Ronin Seiya got that. And ex-jungle convict is just going to have to back away. Graves does not have the power. Volibear, early game beast.
I am of the opinion that Volibear is busted. That boy needs so many nerfs. He is never not strong, ever. There may be times where other champions kind of dip above him in how useful they are, but he is just so good at all points in the game. I've also played against a lot of top Volibears.
Yeah.
And I'll shut up now.
Yeah, his Disciple is taking a lot of damage, and he does not have a way back to his tower. He's going to dash in, and Panzora is just going to eat an orange. It's K, and take the kill. 1v1 kill for Panzora, and GP getting ahead in this lane is not looking great for SON.
Yeah, that's not stellar. Props to Panzora, though. He got the extra gold from killing Ornn with the Q.
That's just efficiency. That's correct play.
That's great. You love to see that. That's just peak League of Legends right there. Oh, an aggressive Lucian. Who would have thought?
Ooh, Disarus is getting a lot of damage, and now here comes the Graves. Exhaust will come in to Nail's girlfriend. She is not going to be able to save her Lucian, and now it is just try and run away. Use that slow as best you can, but the dash will come through, dodge the bubble, and I think, nope, that is going to be the flash burned. But overall, a 1-for-0 off a good gank from the aggression from Rawr Extinction.
Man, Panzoran's playing this so well. You watch if Ornn using his. Oh no, no.
He's out.
Oh
yeah, he's out.
No. That sucks so much for the Ornn. That was so well played by him. He was waiting until the bush, until he saw Ornn use his skills to clear the wave, because at that point there is literally no counterplay.
That was...
Looter does not have any mana left, so nothing's going to happen there.
Yeah, Ziggs will just do his best here to push in, get a little bit of damage on there, but fortunately without the mana, hard farm, and will be a little bit of a issue. Actually, the Ahri passive doing some work there. Here comes a gank from SJUIR Ivern. That is way too much damage. What?
One more auto?
Not able to get it. Does not have the flash. Exhaust will come in just to stay alive. That's a level 3 Talia hitting a level 6 Ziggs. What in God's name was that?
I actually am changing my tune on the Talia support. I will be playing it in solo queue. This rips, actually. She's good because she has CC. She has high base damages, so you don't even really need to build that much AP on her to do stuff. She has great utility with her ult. And she roams super well because of her passive. She's so fast. That's actually, I didn't even think about that when considering her as a support.
Yeah, Talia
More
has a
violence at the top
passive,
lane,
guys. Who would have known?
Weird. They gave champions passives these days? That's ridiculous.
Well, Disciple is back up on this top side here, trying to farm. Does have a farm advantage here, but obviously the 2-0 coming in. And that is not a fun time. Volibear will just pick up the dragon with the pressure bot side. I don't think that is anywhere near unexpected, but still unfortunate, as a mountain dragon on this Volibear will be very, very frustrating to deal with.
So Ornn does have the CS advantage, but Gangplank does have 600 gold ahead of the Ornn.
I don't know about this one, buddy. Here comes the Ornn ult, but I don't know if he's going to be alive for it. Does get the knock, but will not get the kill, as Panzora goes 3-0, all off of just solo kills. This Ornn may need some help. Ooh, there is the engage there. Ronan Sayed going in, ulting, does not get the tower turned off, as ex-jungle convict is here for the counter gank. Will get bubbled, but no follow-up to come through. Kuma wants to come down for this. Remember, they don't have the ability to turn off the towers yet, and SSJ Ivern is now going to have to just try. Yeah, will back away. Kuma now keeping the pressure on. Ex-jungle convict is level 6 here and will just pop the Lucian, as Sluter is just trying to go everywhere here, but I think Jungle Convict is going to be going down. No, great charm, and the electrocute will come through, as it is the Ziggs ult that will finally pick it up. Kuma doing some work to get in here, but it's not over yet. Sluter is going to dash forward again. Charm does not hit thanks to the blast from the... Oh my god, this freaking Talia, dude. Darnell's girlfriend needs to keep going away. No mana on the... Oh, the flash forward. The charm does not hit, and that is so unfortunate, because that would have been a kill. Ultimately, it is... I don't even know how many freaking people died on what side, but lots of gold being exchanged.
Yeah, lots of fighting. We're almost at a kill a minute. 9 minutes in. That is... Ooh boy, this is a fun one. I'm not going to be able to talk for most of this game, so...
I'm not going to be able to talk tomorrow, so...
Yeah, you go ahead and rest up while there's no violence and immediacy happening. Oh, never mind, here we go.
Yeah, Disciple shoved in up towards this top side, and that just means GP can walk him down, but here comes Jungle Convict. There is the help that was needed, as the smoke screen will come through. Big shutdown now, going exactly where they wanted on that Graves to get him going. Volibear is around to catch the wave, but that is as best as it will be, as Disciple is going to try and shove this in.
Yeah, I love how active everyone is being on the map, recognizing that both teams do really well in the late game, so you need to pick up an early lead, and both teams playing really well. There's a 500 gold lead in the advantage of, I didn't actually which side this way.
It is Rawr Extinction on the red side there.
Yeah, correct. I was testing you. So 500 gold.
You were definitely testing me. I just don't think in the way that you wanted, as it will be another solo kill. Sloater getting 2-0 now after a bit of a rough start, now turning it around, and Kuma struggling to deal with the aggression from this Ahri. Will be a easy pick up there. Now, the back will come through from Zeri. There's just the Talia to grab this, and maybe some plates being picked up, but I think because they don't know where Graves is, just gonna take the reset.
It's dangerous to try to push a Talia under tower. It is not a champion you want to accidentally get hit by a skill shot, and then, oh, I'm under tower and I'm dead. Yeah, so smart to just push the wave in, back off. You don't need to overplay it. You're up 30 CS. Yeah, this game is very violent. It's very cool. Because if you let Ziggs play the game that he wants to, he's just going to take your tower, and they're gonna slowly build up a lead, and then you're just gonna lose the game at that point. It's very hard to come back from that many towers once Ziggs just gets free reign. But both teams fighting to be dead even in gold. That's the result.
Fighting to fight. I do love that violence has been specifically allowed by you. You are just condoning it explicitly.
Oh yeah.
There.
So no, it's a genuinely viable strategy for SON right now, because that's the thing. Like, Rawr want to pick up a lead and then slowly roll that into the game ending, because a Zeri from behind is nothing, a Graves from behind is nothing, but a Graves with an Eclipse at 11 minutes into the game, that ain't nothing. So, like, the gold is even, but I think in the long term, it's going to benefit SON way more, because they have, like, they scale really well, but also these champions do not do well from behind, so these weird trades that kind of go either way, it's working out in the long term. And so at the end of the game, this is going to be so fun, because both of these teams are going to be even in gold and just going to keep fighting, and it's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, and you can see it's getting harder and harder for Panzora to keep that lead up. And remember, that is where most of the money is. If we take a look at the gold here, 5,300 on the GP to 3,500. It is almost a 2K gold lead alone on the GP. So the team is really hoping that Panzora can do something here with this lead that has been accrued. And so far, it's kind of just been not much. It's been very localized in that top side.
Ornn picked up an Anathema's Chains first item and put it on Gangplank.
That is actually really good. Hold up. I love that.
Yeah, this is great. God, this game is genuinely really good. They're gonna keep scrapping because, I mean, you have to.
Oh no, here comes mid lane there as Kuma is going to get Smokescreen Flash over the wall, but there comes the Talia W. It doesn't matter there. Macro Beast has to get away on the bot side because they know he is just alone, and they're going to keep chasing. Desiree wants to go in further, but I think the Macro Beast is out. Zeri, very, very slippery, hopping over those walls.
And it's smart. As soon as SON sent people mid lane, you pressure bot side, push Zeri off the farm. You have that advantage. Lucian is such a high damage early. There we go.
There's the flash forward. Ronan Saya going to go under the tower, and there is the alternate off. Give it to the Lucian buddy there, as the culling will be burned just to confirm that one. Easy pickup there without the Zeri, and an easy dive. And the team that we expected to see dive.
Yeah, that's... yeah. I would also like to point out that Ornn's Anathema's Chains is now fully stacked.
Yep.
So
very
this
little
is
damage.
just going to be a wet noodle fight in the top lane.
Well, I mean, like, yes and no, because GP barrels do damage with his
here we
current
go
build. There
again.
is the ult from the Zeri trying to kite this one out, and here comes the Talia to give a little bit of space. Ronan Saya has taken a lot of damage here. Will be going very low, but the Zeri is also going to go down. GP ult will save the day, and Ronan Saya is going to stay alive, but here comes Sluter. Wants to get that kill. Great dash back to make sure the orb hits onto its target. Double kill for Sluter, as top lane is also going to get into a fight. Disciple, it doesn't matter if you got the Anathemas, you're still taking a lot of damage, and Panzora will get the kill up in the top side. Everybody fighting everywhere.
Wild. It's hard to, like, articulate why this is good because it's happening so fast, but each team is reacting to where the other is on the map so well. Every time that Volibear comes bot, they're reacting well, and every time that Talia goes mid, they're reacting really well.
Ivern getting very low there as Kuma's going to keep fighting here in this 1v3, trying to get some damage down on a Macro Beast, but the damage is not hitting, and it will just be an easy pickup there. Got the first tower gold, though, so still an advantage gained as Ziggs very, very good at doing so. No plates on it, though. It was just after plates had fallen, unfortunately.
I want to highlight a couple of the item choices in this game right now. So Ari went Ludens. Normally you go Everfrost on Ari because the pick potential with the snare is so good.
Yeah.
But Ludens, I actually really like it because this game is so scrappy that you know you're gonna get targeted like this, and having Ludens mean you're able to move so much more quickly, and you know, just higher damage. Also, Gangplank has a Prowler's Claw and an Essence Reaver.
I mean,
at
that's
16
normal.
minutes. I mean, yeah, that's normal, but like, wow, that's a lot of gold on a Gangplank. He is going to shred every squishy member of SON so hard.
If you take a look at the gold now as we check back in on that, Gangplank has almost twice the gold of Warren right now.
Yeah, he has the most gold in this game by a solid 1,500 gold, and it's
almost 3K over anybody else on his team too. So it is like all of this lead is put onto the Gangplank right now.
You love this as a Gangplank. You're like, yeah, you guys keep fighting. As long as you don't straight int, we're gonna be fine.
Penzora actually taking a lot of damage here as Disciple will not get the knock up. Good flash coming through, and there is the Cannon Barrage. Panzora turning it around. He's going in. The barrel's hit, and Panzora, he does not win it. Disciple will burn down, but it is still a big shutdown going over to Disciple in the 1v1 trade. Dona's girlfriend face checking in here as Jungle Conflict is going to need a little bit of help. Ronan Seiya going very, very deep and does not have anybody to follow up with that, so will just be the jungler going down just as the dragon spawns, and Sluter once more. Jungle Conflict once more. He's got a flash in, does not hit the ult, but it doesn't matter as Sluter comes in to confirm the kill. Another kill on this Ari, who is starting to go off.
Yeah, we've got an Ocean Dragon on the Rift, which, hey, you know what that means? Because it's a really high value dragon, is we're going to get more team fights around that dragon, which is what this game desperately needed.
Yeah, you know, I was getting a little bored. Yeah. not saying anything.
Yeah, we don't want this to be I don't think this game is going to be a success unless one team has 1 kill per minute. I think that's the goal for here.
Golly. I don't think my voice will be able to take a kill a minute at this rate. Because Desirous is
SON's getting there. They're at 12 and 18. That's pretty solid.
Ronan Seiya going in now, and I think we'll just pick up the Talia. There is the ult to pick that one up. Ronan Seiya gonna flash away, stay alive. Sluter, he does way too much damage. The follow-up Jungle Conflict is actually going to pick that one up with the flash, or no, not with the flash himself, but the shutdown from the Gangplank. Here comes Ornn, though. This could be a big ult. Damage comes through. Macro Beast is trying to get in, but Ziggs is scary. Does not matter. Cannon Barrage will pick it up. Panzora says, get in the backpack. I'm carrying this game. I have all the kills. This is my time to shine.
And Zora's really good at Gangplank. I do want to say that. Holy crap. These barrel chains are spectacular. Like, I genuinely don't really see this good at Gangplank. I will not say anything about it anymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is getting out of control here.
I do want to point out SON are 3 kills away from 1 kill a minute. So I think we're getting there.
Yeah, it is getting concerning here.
Sometimes I wish rocks could give pep talks.
Ooh, all right. Let's
Talia?
take a sec.
Just turn the Talia voice line randomly.
More
Nope, we're not
violence.
going to take a
Here we
second.
go.
Here we go. It's another fight coming in as Desirous will be going away. Donna's girlfriend, that's not the way Talia wanted to push that, but it doesn't matter. We'll be picking that one.
So it does. SON does look like they were wanting to go towards the Herald, but it is about to die. So Baron is on the map. With the amount of gold that's on these two teams already, Baron is absolutely an option for them. Zeri does pretty good damage. Ari has 2 items. Graves does great damage. So like, It's absolutely a threat as soon as it spawns onto the map. This Baron can absolutely be something that you could sneak if you have the proper vision control, which there are a lot of blue wards on that side of the map and only one red one. And oh, there's a second red one. But yeah, so it looks like they may want to start pivoting towards Baron because like this game is so violent that you need to be able to start. Like, nobody has really secured many objectives off of these fights. There's only three towers gone on the map so far, and there's been what is that, 28 kills so far. So I think that one team needs to start realizing, like, okay, we got to start doing something with all this blood on our hands.
Yeah, but this is the point now. Ornn is starting to hit. This is a big Ornn. All his ex-jungle convict is going to dash in, get the kill on Dono's girlfriend. Nami is out of the fight, but here comes damage onto Macro Beast, who was way too far forward, and that is going to be a 1-for-1 actually, sorry, 2-for-1 trade in favor of SON, who are starting to get going here. Sluter dashing forward, not able to get the kill onto Kuma. And they want to get this tower down. They are still trying to get this mid lane cracked, but will not be able to do so.
Yeah. Again, they're just gonna keep fighting, so it's hard to make any meaningful analysis about this. They're just gonna keep fighting. There's an objective on the map. They're gonna go there, and then they're gonna fight. And one team is gonna look for picks on the other team because that's how this game has been so far. But SON do control a lot of vision on the top side. Panzora is looking to clear some of that out. They do recognize that Baron is the next big objective on the map. Dragon is spawning. It's not the third one for SON, so if you are on the side of Rawr, you can absolutely say, all right, we're going to surrender Dragon, but with that, we're going to take control of Baron Pit and make you come to us. Because I think a lot of the reason that SON have been doing so well this up to this point, like, the gold's dead even. Which is nuts, but it's also mostly because of the Gangplank. He does get passive gold, like he's super fed, that's gonna happen. The rest of the team, shot for shot, you're in the advantage. So taking Baron away from the team that's ahead is a great way to win back your gold lead on the side of Rawr. So yeah, definitely I think that would be my call, is to trade this Baron, at least even just the vision control of Baron, for the Dragon, because it's the third one. You're not going to lose soul off this. So, but it does look like they're gonna fight for it, which is just shocking to me.
Who could have expected teams fighting this early into the game? Only 23 minutes and teams wanting to pick a fight. As Desaros needs to be very careful, should not be the one face checking this. Cannon Barrage is going to just try and pressure them into the back of the pit, give them no opportunity to get out. Big Ornn ult does not actually hit. Ronan Saya is alone in the fight, not able to stay alive very long here, but Ivern goes down, and now Disciples trying to get away. Ex-Jungle Convict also taking a lot of damage. Ziggs ult comes in, does not hit the Graves, just barely getting away. As Sluter is dashing forward. Look at the damage coming in, and there is the GP damage. We have not seen him in a team fight just yet, and now he is coming in to make it work. Chasing down this Zeri, wanting to get these kills. Disciple, I don't know why you're dashing forward there, buddy. You don't win those, and Panzora gets another shutdown. More gold into the pocket there, and still just about double the gold of this Ornn so far.
You know what? I think I've cracked the code. I think SON's plan here is just funnel so much gold into Gangplank that eventually he can't buy any more items. So he's gonna stop being useful. That's the plan, right?
I mean,
that's it?
Possibly. if he peaks early, it just means you're catching up from there. Really.
Exactly. It's all uphill from there. Which is an interesting staying, by the way, because going uphill sucks.
Yeah, but it means you're going higher. You're achieving greater heights, Gavin.
Oh boy, what's at the top of the hill? Nobody ever says that. What if it's a ghost?
What ghost? Wait, I don't know if you really want to fight this one, Jungle Convict. Damage will come through.
I think you do.
He's taking a lot of damage, and here comes the rest of the team. Ivern kind of come in, shut down, going over to ex-Jungle Convict. Sluter in the bot lane in the meantime, dashing forward, but dashing into those Ziggs bombs. There is the damage. Sluter will actually dash away and stay alive. What is going on?
Oh, these fights are ridiculous. Oh my god,
Sluter
and here's
hits
a
the
bear
charm.
for good
Yeah,
measure.
we'll dive in, go over, ignore the charm. Does not matter. Shut down, going over. Massive gold into the pocket of the ball bear. Ronan say gonna just back away afterwards.
The fox killed the yordle, and then the bear killed the fox. That's my favorite fairy tale.
Your parents told you weird fairy tales as a kid.
I don't think so. I think they're pretty normal. I also got the mafia crime boss roaming around a jungle with a shotgun trying to fight a bear. That was fun.
I'm gonna be real. I don't even know how to respond to this. Is now the orange
Alright, cool.
will start getting those enhancements, the ornaments coming through, giving it first to the graves, which is an interesting choice. I feel like it'd be better.
No,
to
I
do on
like
the
that.
But the Ari though.
Graves is I do want to point this out because we don't get to see it a lot. A lot of people go that like, you know, oh my god. Yep, see? We don't get to see it a lot, but Graves is a just monster in the late game. A lot of people go the Hullbreaker into the what is it, the lifesteal. I cannot remember the item names for the life of me. Shield bow. Which it gives you damage, but not a lot of damage. Whereas if you go full damage like he's going, you will just pop people if they get close enough range to catch all of the bullets from your shotgun. So I do like beefing up the Graves first. He is kind of the big damage threat on the team. I know Ari's putting in work, but Ari's going to put in work no matter what. So I do like that. If you had to hazard a guess, do you know the name of the Eclipse upgrade?
I know it's something like very weird. I'm gonna hover over it just so I can see here.
No, that's cheating.
No, I knew that it was a weird name that I wasn't gonna guess. Okay, like I was giving you the clarity that I don't know these things because I am not generally I'm not generally a play-by-play, so I don't memorize all of these ability names and item names.
Yeah, it's weird. It's syzygy, I think, maybe.
Syzygy.
Who knows?
How you go from Eclipse to syzygy is beyond me. Maybe I don't understand the etymology of the word.
I'm gonna Google the word syzygy real quick.
If they just made that up, I'm gonna be kind of upset because
It's got to be a real word, right?
There's
Oh, it is!
It is.
It's a conjunction or opposition, especially of the moon with the sun. Boom.
Okay,
That
you know
makes
what? That's
sense, 'cause
actually kind of
Eclipse.
cool.
Well played. Let's go.
Somebody pulled out the dictionary and the thesaurus.
Thesaurus. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
both. Look, you want to tell me that like you see something like that in the thesaurus and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know what that one is.
Oh, yeah. The moon's totally in syzygy right now.
Yeah. As speaking of ex-jungle convict, trying to use that syzygy, but maybe going a little bit too deep there. Desperus takes a lot of damage. Big Ord ult will come across. Look at that wall. It is blocking off everybody. Donald's girlfriend will go down, but they can't get on to the dragon. The dragon gets picked up by Ronan Seiya, and he is just going to run for his life. Panzora, though, does so much damage. It doesn't matter. Will pop. Macro Beast and Disciple will try and clean up afterwards. Ronan Seiya is alone here and will go down as well, but it is the dragon being picked up and Soul Point going over to Rawr Extinction.
Yeah, they pick up the dragon, but I'm not sure that's in the advantage of Rawr there. SON have a lot of free reign to push this bot tower in. You can set up vision on Baron. There's a lot you can do with this tempo advantage that they just got. They're still behind in gold somehow.
Gangplank.
But this
Gangplank.
is nuts. And he picked up so many shutdowns in a row. It's nuts.
Okay.
He is at full build, by the way. Like, he has boots, but he's at full build.
That is nuts.
God damn.
Full build at 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yikes. So, I mean, yeah, Ocean Soul is fantastic, but like against a Graves, like if he pops you before you can even auto attack, like it's not gonna matter. So, yeah, it's great, but this game is so impossibly high damage that I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. I do also love that we have the Ornn versus Volibear lore matchup. That's pretty fun.
Oh, yeah. Is there a quest for that one?
No, there's no quest.
That's
I think
boring.
they kind of stopped doing that.
That's boring. Come on,
It is. I agree.
Give me the quests.
I don't even know what that would be though. Would that be like Bully Bear gets his item upgraded if he kills Ornn?
I like that. That's a cool idea. And then Ornn gets extra health.
He gets some chocolate.
If he, what? Would he be? He's like he's a ram though. Can rams eat chocolate?
Yeah, one of his voice lines explicitly says he likes beer and chocolate.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's just like one of those things where he's like actually allergic to it, but he still loves it?
He's like a dog. He knows the chocolate will kill him, but
No,
like
dogs
he
don't
does
know
enjoy
that.
it. They absolutely do.
They do not.
Yeah, they do.
It's like me with cashews. I know cashews will kill me, but I love them.
We've not raised a coward.
Well, here comes
Bear.
Ronin Seiya, also not raised a coward. And now Disciple gonna get another Ornn ult. Does hit the Lucian, and that is gonna be the pickup. Ivern perfectly hitting that root now, but will get popped by the Gangplank ult. Charm comes through on Ronin Seiya. We'll pick up another one. 15, 2, and 3. Sluter is just so incredibly big. Exhaust does not matter. Sluter will pick up a second kill again. How many double kills has this Ahri gotten?
Yeah, a lot. Man, this Talia pig is putting in work. That whole time he was cutting off the backline, making sure they had to run in a certain direction, and then CCing that direction. So, man, it's... Oh, but Ziggs is doing Ziggs things. Yeah, these fights are starting to go the way of SON pretty heavily, and I don't think it's going to get any better from here, even though Ocean Soul
Oh my god, is he out? He's out. Oh wait, no, Ornalt coming. Ornalt will be available soon. Disciple trying to fight this. There comes the Ornalt. The Ziggs will not hit. Oh, that was such a good bomb, and he gets it! No way!
Man. Oh, who would win, the god of the forge or one little boy? Some explosives.
A boy given access to stronger explosives than his body can
Toddler
handle.
with explosives.
As Sluter is just also massive there. Gale Force can't get you away from the Ahri because she will dash all over the map. Easy pickup. Another double kill. Just twos. How many
I think
deuces is Sluter gonna put up?
We're officially into the end game because SON are finally in a gold lead.
Yeah, and now it's really kind of the question of, like you said, honestly, Panzora has hit his peak. It's what can he do with that, and how can he get the rest of his team up there as the inhibitor is going to be taken up here. Will be the first inhibitor going down in favor of SON Leviathan, who are trying desperately to get this game to close out soon. SSG Ivern now getting a bunch of damage onto the Gangplank, but you got no team here. Ronin Seiya gotta hop over the wall, but not gonna get anything done with that one. The wall comes through. Flash will save the Volibear, but now Kuma in a little bit of trouble. I don't believe he has that, has the charge to get over the wall there. Now will just be everybody burning sums to stay alive. Dragon will be taken by SON Leviathan. There is no way that gets picked up, and now it is soul point for both teams.
It's an interesting thought, right? Because like Gangplank does scale just as well. Like honestly scales better than Ahri, but also it's way harder to pull off his like, you know, dream scenario. Like that's a 1700 crit barrel that just did like a fourth of his health.
Here comes the tankiness of the Ornn. Panzora, your time has come. Ornn has turned on. He is here. He is ready to slay people, and he is just not going to take any damage anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. Is like, yeah, Gangplank is nuts, but also it's like Ahri is so much better at using the lead that she has to just completely decimate the backline and be safe while doing it, because that's a big part of it. Gangplank has to put himself in pretty big danger. He doesn't have any dashes. He has fruit. That's what he's got.
Kuma trying to stay alive in this
for the
2v1, yeah. Ornn will come through, and he says, I may not be able to kill you, but I have a man with a shotgun that smells really bad.
Says, Zig says, you can't kill me in a way that matters, and Ornn says, I know, I can't, but he can.
There's the charm and the follow-up with Ivern there as Talia needs to use that Zonius to stay alive. Sluter trying to go in onto this Lucian who will stay alive with the Gale Force dash. Next Jungle Comic flashing forward. This Nami just getting obliterated in these late game fights, and there is no protection for her. The tankiness is not there. Barrels are scary though.
Yep, but he does have Eclipse, so he should be able to heal that up pretty quick, along with the red buff and 2 Ocean Dragons that he has. But that's what I mean, like, that's the dream for Gangplank, is getting a big-ass barrel onto someone, but, like, he didn't even kill Graves, and what do you do with it? Whereas Ahri, she pressed the ult button one time, like, keeping in mind that she can press it several times, and the entire team had to back up because, you know, you have to pay respect to that super fed Ahri. So the difference in who the gold is on is huge, and like going into this game I probably wouldn't have said, you know, like looking at the items like, oh yeah, I'll take a fed Gangplank over a fed Ahri any day. Ahri doesn't scale that well, but look at the build. That is a Rabadon's, a Luden's with an Ornn upgrade. Like, she went full damage, and I do love to see it because a lot of the times with that Everfrost, you don't scale as well into the late game, but this Ahri damage is nuts, and she's so ahead of the curve. There is probably a danger if they aren't able to close out soon, that they could, you know, hit a wall and then Lucian can come back, Ziggs can come back, Volibear gets tanky enough that you can buy time for your backline.
I'm a little confused there on the flash from Panzora because you have the oranges. You could just orange out and get away. But there, all right. Well, there you go. That's what you're looking for. The burst from the GP. As
that man disappeared real fast.
I want to check actually what we're at for the ultimate here. I cannot see it actually, but Macro Beast is going to start getting into the fight there, dashing forward. It's the late game. Sorry, but it's the late game gameplay too. Here comes the Ornn ult. Don't know's girlfriend is gonna use that wave. There's the cannon barrage. Disciple is going to try and back away, trying to be the front line for his team, as Ronin Say is gonna actually jump backwards with the Stormbreaker to get the health and stay alive. It overall is just a 1-for-0 in favor of Rawr Extinction, as the Dragon Soul Point available in a minute, Baron up in 15 seconds, and the waves are majorly in favor of SON Leviathan.
I do think whoever, like, this fight coming up is going to be huge. Whoever gets this Baron straight up just can end the game. I know they have all waves pushing towards them, but like if you send Lucian, Ziggs, Volibear towards the bot lane where there's an open inhibitor, Volibear can just turn towers off. He's a big tank. You can absolutely crush those towers before they go down. Oh.
Wait, here comes the Ornn on to the Ziggs. Satchel Charge is actually not going to get him in the right direction, but it doesn't matter. He's got friends, and Ronin Saya maybe actually gotten a little bit caught out. Disciple staying alive for so long. Look at that shield from the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Kuma will stay alive for now, but Talia wants it. It is going to be the Q finally to get that one through. The stones hurt very badly.
They may not even need Baron to end the game now. That was such a weird thing for Ziggs
well, there's
to
no
get
Ziggs.
caught out against.
Your wave
that
clear
was
is
so just
all on GP.
Yeah, they just needed to buy time until the Baron fight, because now, you know, if you crush these 2 towers and there's open inhibitors,
Decerys
you cannot
is
go
in
to
trouble and will go down. Sluter picks another one up, 22-4 on this Ahri, and the GP was big. He was way ahead, but Sluter said, you know what? Don't worry, guys. I got this one. Picks up the W for the team with the Ahri, pulling him across the finish line, and game 1 will go over to SON Leviathan in a barn burner of a game.
That was a banger. I loved it. That was so fun to watch. Yeah, both of these teams are playing really well. Some small mistakes on the side of Rawr, like Ziggs getting caught right before the Baron call. I mean, there were a million team fights, so there's a million different little optimizations you could make there, but just, woof, what a game. That was nuts. Loved it. We didn't quite reach 1 kill per minute on the side of SON, so I'm a little bummed, but 37 and 39 is respectable. I'll allow it.
I mean, look, we got a really good, really exciting to watch game, And I mean, we saw how massive that GP got, but I think it speaks a lot to SON Leviathan's mental stability to be able to say, all right, you know what? We kind of expected this. The GP, he is very good into that into that Ornn early on and will provide a lot of pressure. It doesn't matter. He will peak early. We have the capability to scale up into that late game and be a threat that will take out that Gangplank. And overall, SON major wins for them.
Yeah, that was super fun to watch. Please, more of that. Thank you.
Well, we will see if we do get more of that as we are going to take a break to get ready for game 2. Don't go anywhere, guys. We will see if Leviathan will close it out 2-0 or if we're going to a game 3. I feel like it's anybody's game, and we will see so after the break.
強く輝いて消えた流れ星ほら命が燃える何かに怯え走り続けたその虚しさの指示何を見て何を探してきた自分の声がただ響く幾千万の星の中で惹かれて出会った守り手たちよ回る回る時の輪の中で自分の弱さ強さの先に同じ空誰かが見上げてるそう信じて消されない虹の奇跡が届けと冷たい指で涙拭ったあの日にはもう帰れない水平線目指して飛び立つ自分の願いを抱いて幾千万の星に呼ばれ交わりすれ違う守り手たちよ回る回る時に抗って未来を願ってもいいですか儚さから目をそらしたぐり寄せる道の兆しの向こうかける希望あなたの光あなたの命いたずらに知らさないようにそっとくれた記憶胸に熱く灯し約束の地へもう振り返らずに恋願う歌は空高く世界に銀河に広がってくそれがいつか風となり消えて新たな日が始まる越えてゆく時の輪の中で確かに刻みつけたきらめき同じ空誰かが見上げてる信じたから
And hello, welcome back, everybody. We are into game 2 coming up here. I am Thousand Eyes alongside Gavino, as we are going to be getting into the draft very shortly here. I am going to give the teams... Nope, the teams have gone ahead and ignored me and decided to go up anyway for the second draft. As we are seeing the same bands come through here, what are you expecting to see change here, Gavin?
Nothing. It was a perfect game, full of champions and winners, and I loved it. Don't change a thing, please. Oh, Ari ban. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, look, when one of the players goes 20-2 on a champion, it isn't.
And the Gangplank ban. Yep, that's fair.
You know what? Yeah,
that's all right. We take those. Other than that, though, there wasn't really any like major problems that game. I think Bully Bear was pretty strong, but there wasn't. Honestly, it was mostly just their well-played team fights, and you could slot in any number of champions for those champions, and probably would have had mostly the same result if not for the Ari, with her stupid mobility and how well she scales into the game with pure AP builds. Hecarim,
there we go.
Sense.
There we go.
Champion is busted. It's weird that it's taken to the second game, even though he wasn't banned in the first, but whatever. Yeah, so Hecarim, super good champion, useful at all stages of the game. And if you're gonna have a bunch of fights, he's a good one to have. Trundle's really good too. I like that. I like that pick into Hecarim because, I mean, barring his ult, you can stop him from dashing because it turns out slowing a Hecarim pretty good.
Slowing a Hecarim pretty good, and also he's gonna be like the current build, if I remember correctly, has been back to the tank build. So you do have a lot of stats you can suck out of him, and that is also useful at all points in the game. It is
There's a better way to say that.
Shut up. Get your mind out of the gutter. Vayne is going to be locked in here very early without any knowledge of who else is going to be on that team, and you already have a Hecarim diving on you.
No, I mean, you can push the Hecarim off with the E, so I don't hate it. And
not if he's ulting.
Not if he's ulting, but he needs to auto attack if he's going to E. So like on multiple accounts, I actually don't hate it into Hecarim. Kai'Sa's a really good pick, especially because it opens your draft up to be able to pick AD top and mid laners, and that's super useful because Kai'Sa's damage is nuts. So if you have these huge AD threats, like I said, Yasuo, Yone, whatever. And having this Kai'Sa as a huge AP threat, they're going to itemize armor, and you are going to pop them at 3 items. And if we've seen anything from the last game, everyone's getting to 3 items. Is that an Ashe support? It's an Ashe support. Or it's a Kai'Sa mid.
I've done it before, but the gag is too good. I'm gone.
I think it's Ashe support. Kai'Sa has been played mid lane with the AP build. I really like the AP build, by the way. So yeah, hope we get to see that in Janna. Okay. Yeah, I like that. If the enemy team has a bunch of dive, pick Janna and say no, thank you.
The wind will guide you, and it will guide you in the opposite direction. There, Janna will.
It will guide you the hell away from me.
Please stop. Please stop diving on my AD carry. So we are in the second ban phase. Aatrox's going to be banned away. Singed was the other ban from Rawr that came through on the second side there. Probably can expect that to come through once again, as it will be the Sylas ban away this time.
I like the Sylas build because those are 3 really strong ultimates to be able to steal. Kai'Sa's, especially on a Sylas, is kind of nuts. Although actually, I don't think you can apply the plasma unless they get.
Maybe?
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works actually either. I think maybe his abilities would apply it if he has the ult.
I don't know.
But
maybe
even
not
just
the
Hecarim's
damage. Just nuts.
Hecarim, Ashe ult has ridiculous AP scaling, so.
And they're super useful on a champion that wants to get into the back line and pick someone up. So I like that. Aurelia band, Mordekaiser. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. If you're gonna scrap in the top lane, Mordekaiser's the one to do it. So
you won't allow me my GP, so you will now go to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
You know who's really good into Mordekaiser? Tahm Kench.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, Tahm Kench as well.
I'm not joking. Tahm Kench dumpsters Mordekaiser. It's not even close. Not even a little bit. Yone, do it. Do it. I was right. I said Yone. But yeah, I like that pick. You don't know who the mid laner is, but honestly, Yone in the late game doesn't really care who. He doesn't really have any super hard counters, unless you do something stupid like push Mordekaiser mid or play Malphite mid or something, which can happen, I'm sure. But yeah, we'll see. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not positive where that... Nope, okay, we know where the Ashe is going there. The Gnar will, I'm assuming, be locked in. Not a bad pick into the Mordekaiser either. Has that capability to just keep the pressure on him early and follow up really well with the dive coming in from this Hecarim and Ashe and Kai'Sa. So now the question is, what do you do for this mid lane in Rawr? That is assumedly the pickup that we are still waiting on.
Play Yasuo. Damn it.
Okay.
That would've been cool.
I would say Veigar is the correct pick, though.
Yeah, Veigar is really good. I think more people should be playing Veigar. He is very, very strong with stupid amounts of disengage.
It's
it
all
is so
about
hard.
the disengage right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna pin down a Vayne at the best of times, and especially not a Vayne with a Trundle Pillar and a Janna and a Veigar cage sitting on top of you. So I really like the pick. And Veigar, like, he disengages really well, but also that AP skilling, oh boy, it ain't nothing. So yeah, good picks all around.
Yeah, I think this really is. Game 1 was interesting because of all of the aggression that we saw. Game 2.
We're still gonna see some aggression.
Let me finish, you
I'm
jackass.
adding a comment.
All right.
Go ahead.
So game 1 was really good because of all the aggression we saw. I feel like game 2 is interesting because these compositions do have really interesting interactions with each other. You have one team that really, once again, wants to dive. This time, Esso and Leviathan has the engage potential there. Rawr Extinction have built a lot of disengage for their team, and it's kind of a clash of who is going to execute their composition better, I feel.
It's a lot of disengage, but it is also a lot of catch. Like, if Kai'Sa is pushing on a lane solo and you have a Janna coming up behind you, like, you're not getting away from that at all. And then even ignoring the fact that Vayne has her passive, which lets her move faster towards people. So there is a lot of chase potential on the side of Rawr too. So this is going to be another violent game, I'm pretty sure. So, prep them vocal cords, Tessa.
I'm gonna get halfway through this and I'm gonna go mute. It's gonna happen, but
I'll take over and I won't do a good job.
I would expect nothing less from you, Gavin. As teams will be just locking in here. So we've talked a little bit about the compositions as a whole, but I don't feel like we've talked about the individual lane matchups as of yet. So the Gnar Mordekaiser we hinted at, but I'm kind of interested in what you expect from this bot lane and mid lane matchup.
Yeah, the bot lane is interesting. Kai'Sa herself doesn't usually have a ton of damage in the early game, and Ashe pre-6 doesn't have a way to apply plasma, so there's not going to be any of those instant, pops of the plasma that do stupid amounts of damage. That said, it is a lot of damage if you get a Kai'Sa on top of you with an Ashe slowing you. It is going to be a lot of damage. Vayne Janna doesn't have a lot of sustain either, so it's not like you're going to be able to take those hits and then heal back up unless you build an early shield bow on Vayne. So yeah, I think this bottom lane matchup, barring any jungle intervention, is going to be pretty heavily SON flavored. Yeah, and then mid lane, I say that there shouldn't be any kills because Yone should be pretty good at dodging all of Veigar's nonsense. And Veigar can just put down his cage, walk away anytime Yone tries to engage. That said, this has been a pretty violent series so far, so hopefully we get a lot of jungle intervention like we got last game, and then both of these champions scale stupid well into the late game, so I am excited.
Yeah, and both of these junglers are primarily early game junglers. While they do have that late game scaling opportunities, it is the early game where these two are going to shine. Hecarim has the ability to just out-farm the Trundle if they opt into that. But, I mean, the thing that I have always said is that Trundle, you need to pay the troll toll. And by that, you need to ward, you need to figure out where Trundle is starting. He does 3 camps. This champion does not farm well in the early game. He's all single target. He can do some iteration of buff, gromp, buff, and then gank or go for scuttle. If you are aware where he started, you need to ward and or play safe enough that he can't get the gank and get off the ground and then not go off the rails later on. So if you aren't paying the troll toll will come for you.
So, I do think Trundle is abusable in the early game. He doesn't clear super fast.
Exactly.
But also, Hecarim is pretty easily abusable in level 1, 2, and 3 also. He clears fast, but the engage, like, the dueling in the early levels is not going to be super great.
Not against the
Especially if
Trundles.
Yeah, especially if the Trundle goes lethal tempo, it's not good. So there is potential for the Trundle to just kind of try to counter jungle. There's some shenanigans you can get into there. I don't expect we'll see anything like that. It should just be standard starts, and then, both teams kind of start looking to gank and bloody up Summoner's Rift a little bit, as we are wont to do.
Well, the blood will come, but we need to take a break to get ready to clean up that blood after the game. Stick around to see if Leviathan will close this one out 2-0 or if Rawr Extinction will take us to a Game 3 tonight. We will be right back after this break. Hello and welcome. We are on to Summoner's Rift for Game 2 of the night. SON Leviathan looking to close this one out quick, but Rawr Extinction looking to take us to another game for the night.
Doesn't look like there's going to be any level 1 shenanigans, though Ash is really strong in the level 1. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
I
you
cursed
shut your mouth. You are a liar, and Ronin Saya will actually pick up the first kill and flash away for it. Early game, Trundle is pretty good, guys, and that will be 1-0. Kuma now going way too far forward, though, as Sluter's going to pick up a kill for the first time this game, and now they are chasing down this Mordekaiser. The Q needs to come back for the Gnar to get the slow, but I think it's on cooldown. Didn't grab the boomerang, and that will mean Mordekaiser will get away.
The second kill did go on to Yone, which is pretty good.
Zora?
He's not going to be able to back anytime before the lane starts, so he shouldn't have too much of an advantage in the early game. That said, Trundle did get to buy a cloth armor, so he'll be a little bit healthier after the end of these clears, so his gank should be a little bit more effective.
I'm kind of surprised by that, actually. My thought would be go for the longsword just for the early game. No, Ivern, don't do this, buddy.
Yeah,
Oh,
do
no,
it.
this is so rude here. I don't think he has vision. Oh my god! That entire lead that was just gained is gone.
Man, that puts him behind so far because he has to spam the Q. He's still... No way.
Oh my god,
You
yeah.
don't get away with this.
You don't get away with this one. Actually, the W picked up instead of the pillar, which is expected, but does mean that Ash will not be able to get stunned up here. But now look, it has meant that the early game here, Macro Beast has been unable to farm much, but farm difference is actually pretty even, all things considered.
They were pushing really hard, so none of the waves actually, the minions actually died. So she was able to pick up all the CS that she wasn't getting. Also, they should be pretty much even in XP because if any did die, she got solo experience for it. So really, that's a pretty big net positive on the side of SON. Because the blue buff Ash, that's a lot of W's.
Yeah, if you thought the W was annoying before, it is going to be even more annoying now. As Trundle will try and get as much as he can here. Not going to get level 3 off of the buff. And we'll be just trying to see what he can do. Actually, does get level 3. Oh, he does wolves. That's right. He get the wolves. Arga taking a lot of damage, though, and Ivern also taking a lot of damage. It was the cleanse burned there. I feel like did not know that he had the cleanse and instead tried to heal for the speed.
No, he had exhaust on him. He thought maybe if he cleansed, he could get away with that kill.
Here comes the gank mid lane. And they will just walk away and not turn into anything. Hecarim will take this time to go up on the top side. Is up in farm, up in levels. Now pressure is on for the Trundle.
I can't get over that blue buff steal. That's so mean. I hate that as a jungler. That sucks.
I mean,
and it shouldn't impact anything really.
ooh,
Oh boy.
there is the grab from Panzora. Very, very healthy here, but does not have the ability to stick on to the Gnar, so will just be getting some damage down. Hecarim will just be in the vicinity to provide the protection for the back. Disciple's actually going to try and trade on this one, knowing he has the backup if needed. There is the Hecarim coming through. The flash will stay, or the flash will be used to keep Panzora alive now. And ex-jungle convict is going to just try and get this wave into the tower.
Yeah, that's a kind jungler. You really love to see that as a top laner. It is so hard to break the
Disciple?
Oh no. Whew, that was dangerous. Oh well. Nobody died. This game is not bloody at all. What the hell? Guys, come on, pick it up.
Be careful what you wish for. You will pay the consequences if I just lose my ability to speak midway through the cast.
Yeah, it'll be scuffed, but we'll make do. It's fine. But yeah, no clear advantages for any one of these lanes. Vayne up a little bit at farm, but nothing too substantial. Trundle's only down 4 farm, which is the exact amount that Ash stole, so...
Interesting to note here. Oh, we will get to that in just a second. Ghost is being popped there. There is the condemn to keep the Hecarim off, and Desser still trying to take some damage onto this Hecarim. Flash will be used to stay alive as Kuma's taking a lot of damage. Ignite will get popped there, and that should be the kill. Easy pickup from Sluder in the mid lane, already 2-0 on this Yone.
Yeah, didn't even have any items yet, so this is only going to get worse. Yone is pretty strong. Pretty great team fight potential as well. So
that man has a Doran shield right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you died to a Yone with Doran shield, and he goes back 2-0, and you're just, oh god, what's he gonna buy? What's he gonna buy?
Yeah, he's got the Berserker Greaves and the Vamp Scepter, so all of that early game harass has now been made null and void, as Kuma's just going to be looking to get some stacks and try and scale up here. Ult will be used. Rawr, Disciple trying to fight this. Panzora is able to turn it back around and keep the Shadow Realm available. Ex-Jungle Convict in the bot side there will not get the Scuttle Crab, as Dono's girlfriend, she will keep the Hecarim at least a little bit on edge, but Kuma needs to be a little careful there, though. He is going way ahead of his team.
One Q R would have just straight up killed the horse. So I like playing the aggressive there. You absolutely have that kill.
You are going to the Shadow Realm in the top side. Meanwhile, actually in the fight in the mid lane, there's Dono's girlfriend needs to flash away. Top lane does not turn it into anything, and what should have been a good gank in favor of Kuma, Sluder turns around once again.
Yeah, he has the boots to dodge skill shots, and he has Vamp Scepter to heal back up from all the health that he lost in that gank. So nothing to worry about. He burned the exhaust, or he burned his ult, but Janna burned Flash, so could be worse.
Yeah, I believe the heal was actually burned as well. Sluder now going back in. Kuma cannot do anything about it, and this is kind of a scary thing for this Veigar.
Yeah, it's so hard to play against Yone as Veigar. It's like, if he E's at you, you just put your cage on top of yourself, and I mean, he's still gonna get some damage off. So you're just you've lost your pick potential, and it's not fun to exclusively lose your big tool as a please get off of me button.
Yeah, Disciple getting into a fight here now. Kuma getting dove once again. There is the E, like you said, trying to keep Kuma alive. Now there is the final hour being popped. Desirus is going to burn the cleanse just to get the slow off. There is Ex-Jungle Convict going in. The flash will keep Kuma alive for a little bit, but the onslaught of shadows gets him in position. Ex-Jungle Convict actually not winning that one. Lethal Tempo coming up big there. Ronin Seiya will get the counter kill, but now will go down to Sluder, who flashes to confirm it.
Man, Sluder is popping off these games. Ban the Ari, plays Yone. Alright, let's go. Yeah, Trundle's getting some kills, but I mean, Trundle's strong, but he doesn't really have a big tank that he's going to be able to steal stats from. Rawr hasn't built any yet. He's going for the Divine Sunder, which, by the way, I do want to call attention to. He went Conqueror, which I don't see a lot from Rawr. Generally, you want to just do really short trades, get your Grasp of the Undying proc off, and you're fine. But this kind of shows that he's wanting these extended trades with Mordekaiser, which do not go in your favor, because Mordekaiser loves it when people just sit and fight him.
Yeah, Mordekaiser, just sit in the pool, and I will fight you happily. Sluder, look at the damage coming down, is actually going to get another kill for himself. Solo kill. Sluder doing the Panzora thing this time around, and will kill Kuma once again. I don't know why you're going back forward there. Shutdown going over right into the hand of the Trundle, as now Panzora does take the Hecarim into the ult, and now will stay alive just for now. Disciple gets pulled away, does not get the stun, and that will keep Panzora alive. Great play there. Bot side though, Dodo's girlfriend gets stunned by the Ashe, but it doesn't matter because there is a nice a nice little bit of wind to keep the Janna alive, and Desirus will pick up a double kill on the bot side.
And the Baron nearly dropped there. Oh God, these fights are so slim in margin. Wow. I kind of want to double check how much HP that she dropped to, because it was very low before the ult button was pressed. So
It was extremely low. External Convict,
here we go.
knowing that there is no ult on the Mordekaiser, will go
Ult's
in
up,
there.
though.
This is still a risky fight here as Panzora will pull in the Gnar, but the split focus ends up being the death of him as Disciple picked that one up. But because the jungle is topside, that means that it is Rawr Extinction that pick up a first dragon of the game.
Yeah, and it is a Hextech Souls, or sorry, Hextech Dragon, and we're getting an Infernal Dragon next, so you know it's not going to be those two, which are widely considered the strongest dragons on the map. So I don't. In the last game, it was like, okay, you're stacking Ocean Dragons. There's the potential for the late game, but this game, a Fed Yone, and if you got Cloud Soul, it's like, yay. Oh no.
No. That man has already been dead too much. Stop it. That was. It's a good
mean.
ult, but it's an ult that makes me sad for Kuma.
Yeah, that's a bummer. You're just trying to live as Kuma, and you get ulted from the bot lane. Like, oh my god, he didn't even have to leave lane. That sucks.
That's one of those, like, I should not have gotten hit by that. Like, what the hell? Kind of cross map ults there as the Ashe so far really potent.
Yeah, I mean, they lost the 2v2. Very nearly won it, but yeah, Vayne Janna is a pretty nuts combo, so it is hard to win that 2v2. It was close, but they were able to turn it around. And now they do have the advantage. Noon Quiver, Vamp Scepter, and completed boots on the side of Vayne makes her a very big threat versus just Warhammer and a tier, you know, and some baby boots for your Kai'Sa.
The baby booties, as it were. Disciple now getting into the Gnar state.
With ult.
Yeah, this could be actually big there. Shadow Realm will come through. Disciple not gonna actually engage on this, waiting for the cooldowns to go in as Panzora will stay alive. Disciple going very low and does not have the ability to get the kill.
Should have played Tom Kench.
Should have played Tom Kench, possibly, but I would have been sad about it. Here is the engage. Fate sealed by Sluter. Says goodbye, go back to base again for the 6th time in just over 12 minutes.
Woof. That is rough.
He's not
That
even
is
worth
in solo
money
queue,
anymore.
Like, Vigar, can you please stop feeding in solo queue? And then they
Into
rage quit.
report
And you're
mid.
like, well, I guess. Oh well. There are avenues back into this game. You got your Trundle and your Mordekaiser are going to be big tank damage threats.
They're going to go in on Panzora. He does have the shield here, maybe to stay alive for just a little bit. Will not be able to be enough, though, as Ex-Jungle Convict will help Disciple get another kill. Despite all the pressure, Disciple is getting the help needed to get this lead in the top side.
Yeah, I mean, like, viewers winning fights. Ooh,
Final
really good
battle.
cleanse.
Yeah, final hour being picked up there, Desirous. Like you said, good cleanse. Macro Beast taking a lot of damage there, focusing him down. And that is another kill for Desirous off the back of some really great engage potential there.
If you're playing against someone who's really good at cleanse, you need to start layering your CC. So if you ult, don't use your exhaust right away, because if they clash, you can throw it on afterward, and you know, get full use out of at least one of those things. So
Cleanse flash.
Whatever. Oh no. Oh no.
Let the man
Another
breathe.
dead Yordle. Ugh.
Oh my goodness.
He was trying to ward too.
Yeah,
He has a family.
Not anymore. But Panzora now getting into the fight. Does not have the ult just yet. Disciple will be going Mega pretty soon and does have Gnar available. I think Panzora realizes this and is trying to back away, but it's too little too late. Disciple will pick up another kill on the top side, this time solo.
You no longer win those 1v1s against Gnar. He is a nice about 2,500 gold up. Or 1,500 gold up.
Oh, the Ashe ult barely misses, but Ronan Saya is just a little too far forward as Hecarim says, I don't care. I don't honor 1v1s. Go back home.
Yeah, this game is basically going to come down to how well they can peel for Vayne, and I'm not super confident that you're going to be able to peel a Hecarim, Unstoppable Fear, and a Yone off. Especially if these Ashe arrows can continue landing. It's looking dire. We've got some objective bounties. Double the kills on the side of SON. But yeah, I mean, there's certainly avenues back into this game on the side of Rawr. They do have. Oh no, never mind.
Jungle Convict going for the dive here. Good Howling Gale, good Condemn there, and maybe they can peel for it there. Look at the Monsoon healing like mad there. Kuma coming around, maybe getting back into this game. The stun hits, and he says, goodbye, that's my kill. I'm back in the game, guys. Don't worry, I can carry it.
Vayne spotting.
Was that Vayne spotting?
I'm joking. That was really well played by Vayne. Say, all right, if my team can't peel for me, I'm gonna peel for me. It's gonna be fine.
Well, Sluter maybe trying to
as soon as he
1v3 and does have to use the Fate Seal just to get away. You're strong, buddy, but you're not strong enough to stop an entire team. As
I thought the Kaisa stole it for a
yeah,
second.
the plasma missile coming in, almost taking that away, but will not get it.
Another Ocean Soul.
Ocean Soul, yeah, but this time, Blue Dragons immediately over to Rawr Extinction. So what they don't have going for them in the mid lane, they do have going in the bot side and on the macro side of the game.
Yeah. Mordekaiser has finished his Rift Maker, so he's going to be a little bit better off in these fights. Rawr has had his Triforce for a while now. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm not a huge fan of the Mordekaiser pick. It's super easily countered. You know, Rawr plays fine into it. You're gonna live through lane, and eventually you're more useful in a team fight anyway. Like I said earlier, Tahm Kench just straight obliterates Mordekaiser in lane. But yeah, I mean, it's easy to criticize pick, especially halfway through a game when it's being camped by the Hecarim. Oh no.
Kuma now gonna actually get stunned up here, but the Event Horizon's going to buy a lot of time, but here comes Disciple from the other side. They do kill ex-Jungle Convict, but now Ronin Seiya is just left to die. Macro Beast, though, does not have the protection Killer Instinct for the shield, but that means the dash in will come through. Here's Disciple to pick up another kill, 4-0 on the Gnar.
Man, this is also a very violent game. It's kind of snuck up on me. I didn't realize how many
Disciple
kills we
has
had
the
in such a
ult.
short amount of
There's
time.
Death Realm. Panzora gonna
win
try
this
and fight
1v1
this.
though.
Yeah, there is the Gnar just to stay alive, as Panzora still gonna keep fighting it, but Disciple gets out
he's fine.
just in the nick of time. And here is the Ashe, the ult not just available yet. Look at that cooldown, it is coming up, and now will come in at just the right time for Disciple to clean it up.
Fancy emote. Yeah, well played. They are just, oh my god, this is one of those games that feels really bad as the Mordekaiser. You're like, I am so strong. Please let me just 1v1 you. And they're like, no, that's not going to happen. This is a 5-0 and 2 Gnar who is up in farm and is still losing the 1v1.
fights. Yeah.
But like, you just don't give it to him. Like, it's so easy to deny the 1v1 against Mordekaiser if you're at this level. So yeah, well played by SON of recognizing like Mordekaiser might be the one avenue aside from
don't.
Vayne. Oh,
Dude.
quit bullying the Yorble.
Just let him be. Oh, wait, hold on a second there, as the Moonstone will give a little bit of heal. There's the W, not gonna be able to get the kill just yet. Disciple trying to get away, but there is Predator just to get the move speed in there to pick up the kill. Kuma slowly but surely pulling himself back in.
And eventually, you know, it won't matter. Veigar will be Veigar. He continuously builds AP, even if he's not getting CS.
yes.
If he's hitting you with a Q, get an AP for it. That's called a value.
Yeah,
And
currently-
he is doing what I really like to see from Veigar's is going Rabbit on second. And it's tempting to go for, like, you know, Zhonya's or something like that, but you need the AP threat on Veigar. It's such a big power spike that, like, even if you're from behind, it's worth it, I think. And it's good to see from them. So you have the Predator, allows him to be all over the map quickly against
Oh no, this is going to be a big face check. Dono's girlfriend once again getting really hit up, but the Fate Seal does not hit Sluter. Basically whiffs everything, and Ronin Seiya is going to chase him down. He doesn't have any backup though. Everybody else ran away, and he's not going to be able to 1v3 Disciple. Trying to buy time for the rest of his team, who will clean up, and Disciple will get away at the end of it. Nope, Panzora TP'd. Did not TP, he just was in the area. Says, hey guy, what's going on? Hitting you up. Go
You
home.
finally got him.
Oh no, big event horizon. Sluter will go down into the hands of Mordekaiser. Ex-Jungle Convict gonna run away. Ivern trying to slow them up as Macro Beast is gonna stick around just to keep this Ash alive. And maybe the scaling has hit. Maybe the event horizons, the skirmishes, the team fights are coming for Rawr Extinction.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the issue with their comp, right? Like, they all go forward, and as soon as that stops working, uh-oh, what do we do? Tsuru's playing that very well. Like, you cannot burn your ult on a Vayne unless you know she's pinned down and it's gonna hit, because she literally just has, it's what, like a 3-second cooldown on her tumble, and she goes invisible, by the way. So it's so hard to pin her down, especially with the Janna, with the Spygar's cage. Yeah,
if you miss,
like, Kai'Sa's just not at the point yet where she's a huge damage threat, so you cannot whiff those engages. Like, you need to jump in, wait for her to burn her stuff, and then you press the R button. So, bit of a misplay, but I mean, they're still comfortably in the lead. They've got like a 3k gold lead, so
they do,
I don't.
But it's a Vayne, right? It's a Vayne
is a
with
Vayne.
a Janna. It's a Vayne with a
It is a
Janna
Vayne.
and a Vygar.
Yeah. And Mordekaiser did pick up 2 kills, and I believe one of them was a shutdown.
Big
He
shutdown.
is finally a
onto
champion. Yeah. Vygar has finished the hat, so
Sluter.
yeah.
He's gonna
it
have
is
trouble
looking...
seeing? This
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's already got one, so just put another hat on his
Yeah.
hat. And
Well,
that's
here comes the Baron fight as Donal's girlfriend gonna tank up the arrow. Actually, as Killer Instinct will come in. Disciple picks up another kill. Ex-Jungle Convict also taking away the Trundle here, and Kuma's gonna try and run some interference. Does not have the range to get in. Will QW, but it's too little, too late. Ex-Jungle Convict quick on the smite for the pickup onto the Baron. Sluter, though, going very, very in there, and that is a little bit too far.
getting a little bit too hypey, but you know, it happens. They do get the Baron, which is fantastic for them. They are starting to lose. They were starting to lose tempo, so the Baron kind of picks it back up. But yeah, these power spikes are starting to come online on the side of Rawr, so these fights are going to start getting way more dependent on good engages and good play, because you cannot just depend on your gold stick anymore.
Cleanse used here. Oh,
That's huge.
My goodness, yeah. That is very, very big for this next fight coming up. Dragon gonna be the next one available, but the Baron is on for SON Leviathan, who are very, very comfortable right now. And with this Rawr, with the build that he has, he is looking to solo kill.
Yeah, it's so weird. I know they nerfed Holemaker or Holdbreaker.
Hole maker. We need a hole maker.
You just build some ships, and that's the item.
The hulls have been broken too often as of late. I would
Yeah.
gladly welcome a hole maker.
You just start slapping bits of wood onto your tower, making it feel better. But anyway, they nerfed Hullbreaker on ranged champions like Rawr, so it's not going to be as prevalent. But like, I don't know, this is a weird build, and I mean, it's working. He's basically just neutralizing the Mordekaiser. I still personally think the Grasping the Undying is a lot better, especially, you know, if you just need to engage onto the Vayne. You have so much more health to get through for the Vayne, but I mean, she does shred percent health, so, you know. Hard to say, but we'll see.
When tank no work, just build damage instead.
Hey, I mean, it's not the worst plan. You've got a horse push the bot lane, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. Split push horse is a new one for me, but we'll just be headed off for the time being. 1:40 on this Ocean Dragon. And remember, this is soul point for Rawr. That could be a huge turning point for them to get them back into this game. The gold value from that Ocean Dragon would be massive.
Oh yeah, and it is so much harder to kill a Vayne if she has an Ocean Soul. Because if you don't pop her immediately, she's so good at weaving in and out of fights that she will heal up so much
Janna?
just from that. Oh no.
His girlfriend, maybe don't fight that one there, Kuma.
This one's fine though.
This one is fine there. Good use of the onslaught of Shadow, and Kuma unfortunately will go down again. That is a long death timer before that dragon spawns. Disciple just gonna hit the Gnar. Good E to get the Gnar away, and Panzora actually wins that.
Finally did it. He finally killed the Yordle all on his own. Congratulations.
No friends to help you this time.
Yep, yep. But yeah, I mean, so Vigar is going to be up before the dragon spawns, and Gnar will not. Gnar has TP, so I mean, should be there
yeah.
almost immediately after it spawns. But still, I mean, you don't have the pressure to set up vision around dragon.
I mean, Gnar does. Gnar's team does.
You can see they're waiting for a pick.
Oh no, this is so scary. Ronan Saya definitely trying to be the front line here, but Dono's girlfriend, they're looking to try and get in. The move speed coming in for Hecarim, but will not turn into anything more. So they are just going to turn on to the dragon. Mordekaiser shoving this top lane hard, trying to bring pressure that way, but it is the dragon picked up, and now Ronan Saya maybe getting a little too deep there. Dragon was gone. You got to make the call to either take it or not, as Ivern actually flashing in. Kuma trying to get back in here as ex-jungle convict gets very low. The Hecarim is too tanky just yet for this tiny Yordle man.
Yeah, that was heal burn from Kaisa to save the horse. It's looking like it's so hard to tell because Mordekaiser was splitting that whole time. I think if he had joined, I don't know, the Vigar died early, so they didn't have objective control over Dragon. That was a big issue. Yeah, this game is so back and forth and close. It's hard to call who's going to win any one engagement.
It felt to me like they weren't sure if they wanted to take that fight or not. And they were sitting there like, all right, well, maybe we could go for a steal, but then Ronan Saya was just way too far forward. So it felt really disjointed, like they weren't sure what they wanted to do themselves.
Well, yeah, that's so Vigar died, and with Mordekaiser pushing top lane, you only have 3 people against 4 people to set up vision around the dragon, and you saw they were trying to catch out the Vayne on the side of SON, so like they had total vision control of the area, and you can do that. You can set it up so that the other team is scared to walk in, and then you can just burst down the dragon before they get there. So that was really smart play, recognizing they have a man advantage on that dragon, and there's no way if you don't have vision that you can face check into an Ashe, a Yone, and like you cannot face check that. So really smart play. Rawr needed to just decide really quickly, like, okay, if they're going to take dragon, we're going to rush down mid, get this hit, get this tower. It was just a lack of decision making from them.
Maybe actually getting caught out. The pillar comes out before the enchanted crystal air. Kuma flashing over the wall, getting the event horizon down. There's the root, there's the kill. Panzora picks that one up. And now it is the support down. Baron might be there, but here comes Gnar. Gnar is going to be losing Mega as he gets into here. Only a quarter of it left, so if he's going to ult, he has to do it immediately there. Does not actually hit anybody with it, and that will be just wasted. Kuma going to die to the Baron. Ronan Saya just barely stays alive. Fate Seal misses once again. Desirus is way back deep into the back line. Ex-Jungle Convict going to pick that one up with the fear, but the rest of the team is there to clean it up afterwards. It is a 2-for-4 in favor of Rawr Extinction, and I think they're gonna get this Baron.
Yeah, probably are. I don't think they're gonna get anything immediately off. Yone's being smart, pushing the mid lane in. You're not gonna be able to take any towers with that Baron call, although he might be able to 2v1 this if they're just gonna sit on top of it. He doesn't have ult, but I mean, he could just EQ.
Thinking about it, there is the engage. Sluter, nope, not gonna stay alive. There is the burn from the Mordekaiser, and now that is a kill again on to Panzora. 6-4-2, very ready to take this game into the split push territory and get his team to a game 3 for the night.
Yeah, this game is starting to swing back in the favor of Rawr, I think. Vigar is starting to scale. You've got the Baron. You're on soul point. They just need to be cognizant of when this dragon is coming up. Nobody should be doing anything dangerous in the next 30 seconds. You need to start setting up vision around dragons so they can't just do what they did last time. But yeah, they can absolutely win this. They're down in gold, but barely. It's a pretty negligible lead. So yeah, it's gonna be should be an exciting fight to come up.
Very, very much so. And I think really the question is, like, what are these teams going to do for the dragon? Because every dragon has to be contested for the side of SON. They cannot give these up. Look at the bot lane, though. Disciple getting a little bit caught. The jump barely getting away from the claw. Panzora will just back away now, and now they have to be wary of a pincer themselves. Panzora very far forward, very beefy, but will burn that shield early, and Disciple's taking a lot of damage.
Yep, they're setting up control around the dragon too. You'll notice SON are pretty split right now. They've got 3 people on the top side, 2 people on the bot. Whereas, yeah, they're all clumped up. I don't think you should chase this too
Arrow.
hard. You've got the dragon control.
There is so much damage onto Donell's girlfriend, who is gonna have to very, very much play safe for now. No,
That's really good. They force the ult out of the hacker.
there's Killer Instinct. It gets it. Oh my God! What a good monsoon coming through to keep the Janna alive, and that is the Kaisa immediately dying. This should be the dragon going over Ocean Soul. Disciple's gonna go in, gets the position for the Gnar, but Panzora says, no, you don't. You're fighting me and me alone, and that is gonna be the Gnar just used on one person. Another Enchanted Crystal Arrow just pops out to say, I hate you guys. You suck. I'm going home.
Really smart. They set up control around the dragon, and that's you absolutely have got to do that.
Uma,
against
buddy,
this
buddy,
team
buddy,
because-
buddy, pal, buddy,
Oh,
guy,
no.
pal. Let's talk about this one there. Ronan say I will pick that one up. It's actually the stun has come through on the
Pop.
back, but you
Pop the
can't-
shield bow. He's gonna have to back, or he's gonna lose this inhibitor. So, yeah, I mean, it's a little far forward, but they'll still be able to capitalize on the Baron with the soul.
Yeah. Meanwhile, all of this time after the dragon is killed, Panzara is on that bot side. Baron will be coming down in just a second. Ex-jungle convict maybe getting a little bit too far forward, but the tumble forward from Decimus gets him in a bad spot. There is the Janna to keep him alive for now, as Panzora is going to come to just space people away, make sure this Vayne is okay. That could have gone disastrously. As ex-jungle convict, I'm not sure about this one, buddy.
Ah, he's fine.
Yeah, but his towers might not be.
Uh-oh. Yeah. They lost 3 towers and an inhibitor off of that and soul, so that is a pretty big swing in the favor of Rawr. So yeah, good on them. It's so nice to see when a team recognizes, like, okay, this is a really pivotal objective. We're gonna set up around it. They did that perfectly. They forced SON to split up, and there's no way you can teamfight from that correctly from that position. And they forced the advantage so hard. They got Dragon, they got the Baron, they got so many towers, so much gold. They're back in the lead. It is their game to win. They can absolutely throw this. It is not over by any stretch of the imagination. There's a lot of items on both of these teams. Kaisa is almost at 3 items, which is when she starts to do bonkers damage. As soon as she finishes with this Luden's Echo, the poke damage will be nuts.
Oh, there is the engage. Onslaught of Shadows. Kuma needs a little bit of help here. The Q does not hit. That is very unfortunate. Everfrost does not hit. Kuma is very much in trouble and will go down, but I think it's just going to be a trade, as ex-jungle convict is going to go down with a minute 30 on the Baron. They are going to
Yeah, but it's interesting though, because he bought so much time because of the ocean healing that he was like, if they didn't have Ocean Soul there, Vigar just dies, Hecarim gets away before his team can react, but he lived for so long with the soul that they're able to capitalize on this pick, and you know, if you don't have your Hecarim, you do not have engage, and you cannot deal with this Vayne, and they're going to be able to just take his top tower probably if they want to. But they're gonna. I mean, at minimum, you're clearing out the jungle, you're losing resources, so I'm totally fine with that 1v1 trade on the side of Rawr. They don't have Barons, so it's not like you've lost anything of import.
I love I love this itemization being picked up here by both Kuma and Decimus. Look at the items. You've got Randuin's on the Vayne. Not super uncommon, but extremely good against the team that they're up against. Everybody is AD in some shape or form, and it is very imperative that that armor get built to stay alive in these late game team fights.
Yeah, because like even if you die, it's super easy to just it's similar to Victor, where like even if you get popped, as long as you press your buttons before you die, you've done your job. You're totally fine. If you put your cage down, you throw your WQ R at people, you still get your plenty of damage. So even if they burn a ton of skill shots on you,
Oh no, Hector,
you're getting value. Rip to the horse.
Yeah, we'll
Put out to pasture.
Ooh, wait a second. There is the ghost. Will stay alive, and now the rest of the team's trying to come in. Ivern taking a lot of damage. Panzora needs to get in there, get the kill, and now will be going down himself. But in the meantime, it is the Baron that is going to be picked up. Easy cleanup for Rawr as the Vayne shreds it down. But Disciple also taking this bot side tower, just hurriedly slamming his face into the tower. Desperately trying to get something for his team.
The series is so good because every time someone, it looks like, it looks like the Mordekaiser's running it right there. He's engaging on multiple people, but really he's buying time for the rest of his team to get the Baron. And so you're like, okay, well, they win that trade because, he dies, but they get the Baron. But then you look top on the bot lane, and Disciple's also capitalizing on that and pushing the tower in. So both of these teams playing really well, recognizing when they need to be doing something else on the map, and I think that's something we can all aspire to. If it looks like your Mordekaiser's gonna run it down, do something else. It's just smart video games.
For sure, but now the question is, what will be done with it, as the Baron will be on the team as Elder Dragon spawns in 40 seconds here. Minions also shoving into the base of SON Leviathan. The game is not over yet, but it feels like Leviathan are going to be grasping at straws here. Kuma, buddy,
Kuma, you leave, my friend.
No, TP coming in. There's Panzora trying to get in. Event Horizon will not hit anybody just yet, as that will be some more poke coming in. This Kai'Sa does have a lot of AP to do some damage and keep hitting those Ws.
Yeah, they're just. This is smart. They're setting up at Dragon, recognizing like, hey, you need to come fight us, otherwise, you lose Elder Dragon and then the game. But also, if you stay here for long enough, mid lane's just gonna push it in.
That's right.
SON have bought themselves some time because it's pretty pushed up far, but
look at the damage on Desirus. It is getting scary. There's the heal. Ronan Saya gonna get stunned up, and here is the engage. Great onslaught of shadows hitting onto everybody. Sluter does miss the fate sealed as ex-jungle convict is going down, going low. Ronan Saya will stay alive, and the damage is too much. The Vayne is too much, and she is shredding everybody. Ivern is gonna be next on the menu here. No, Macro Beast is the one going down, and Ivern will be the only person left alive with the 4 people up. And I believe it is going to be us going to a game 3 as Rawr looking to clean this one up very quickly.
Yeah, that's definitely game. You you can't defend that as the Ash. I don't care how Super Saiyan you are, Mr. Ivern. Uh-oh, there he goes. Yeah, that was really smart. You had they've set up around these objectives so well. They keep pulling SON in multiple directions and capitalizing when they misplace. And yeah, it's so wild to me that the 12 Death Pygar is the winner. Oh man.
Oh, they put him
what a
down
good video
early, but it did not mean much because Vygar, he has that capability. He has the just strength to come in through and obliterate people at the end. It doesn't matter how far you put him down. And I really, really, like I said, I love the itemization. I love the I love the Randuin's pickups there at the end for those 2 carries, because you look at the team on the other side. You have a Gnar, you have a Hecarim, you have a Yone, you have a Kai'Sa who admittedly has some AP. The Ashe admittedly has some AP, but it's still mostly physical damage, and it just kept them from getting obliterated in those late game fights.
It's smart because if you're mitigating the Yone and the Hecarim, who are the only 2 people who are going to be diving on you, as soon as they're dead, you don't have any MR, but that relies on the Kai'Sa being able to hit her W on you. And if you're playing Vayne, nobody should be hitting skill shots on you. You are so stupid mobile and agile in these fights. that you don't even have to worry about it. And yeah, just really well played. I do want to like call out their macro play when they're on the dragon, recognizing that like, okay, we're gonna have to set up here, and there's no way they can contest because we got here first, and just really smart macro play, setting up on objectives on the side of Rawr.
Yeah, well, we're going to see who takes it at the end of it after we get through this break and get ready for our game 3 of the night. Is it going to be SON going down finally after being 3-0 so far this season, or will they continue their reign? Don't go anywhere, guys. We will find out just on the other side of this break. Hello and welcome, everybody. We are here for game 3 of the night. We are apparently the only league that is currently getting game 3s, or the only rank group. I don't know what we're calling it. I'm not good at words, ironically enough. But we are going to be getting into the Platinum Division. But we are going to get into the draft shortly here, as I am going to give the teams the go-ahead. This time they did wait for me, wonderfully enough.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I'm not used to it. As
well,
teams are getting underway for the draft. What are we expecting to see this time around?
I don't think there are any major bans from that game that you need to worry about. The Vayne was strong, but any 80 carry, like, I don't know, not even any 80 carry would have carried that position, but like they drafted for it, so Vayne doesn't work 100% of the time. So I like the Gangplank, and we're probably still going to see an Ahri ban out of here. It was nuts, needs to be banned. Probably going to direct more bans toward the mid lane, because Jesus, Looter is just really good at the game sometimes. Probably more volatile matches in the top lane. So we've got the Zeri and the Vayne ban. Makes sense. I personally don't love it, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, the Vayne did do really well last time around, so it does make sense in a way to have that being taken off. But I think ultimately here, what we're going to be seeing is both these teams kind of mixing things up from what we have seen so far. The Hecarim still on the board. Rawr is on blue side this time around, so if they do want that one, they can take it away before SON get the opportunity, or they could take the Jinx.
Yep, that makes sense. She's still really strong. I think she got buffed or nerfed a little bit, but I mean, she's still nuts. She's still going to be really strong, one of the best AD carries in the game. Makes sense to prioritize that. I wonder what the side of SON Swain.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Look, I mean, there we go. Okay, that is locked in. Most likely a support, but we'll see.
Okay, let's go. I like it. I wonder if it's probably Ivern jungle, but their support is named Ivern.
That scares me. It scares me a lot. I've been thinking
so,
about that this entire night, and I'm just like,
I mean,
no.
I think it's Swain with Ivern bot lane. I think that's my shot that I'm calling. Who's to say, really? Jinx Flux though, really good combo. Love the long range, gauge potential. You land a snare, in come the flame jumpers, and boom, that's a dead bird. Yeah, so strong bot lane coming out of them. Leaves all their solo lanes. I expect them to pick up the Hecarim maybe here, or at least the jungler, so that you get jungler. So you get to make sure that you have at least counterpick on one lane in the solo lanes, because those solo lanes are proving to be very volatile in this series. Looter dominating both mid lanes, but top lane flipping both times. Turns out Panzor is pretty good at top lane.
Panzor is very good. I would struggle to say that it is a it is back and forth as much as it is a really weird draft being picked up by SON. I mean, I want to get this out. I feel like Panzor has been the better top laner, but there has been more pressure from the opposition in terms of jungle pressure.
Yeah, I think he's a lot better. I mean, he is picking champions that are supposed to win that matchup, you know, like Gangplank into Ivern, that's a damage dealer into a tank. I mean, the onus is on him to make those plays, but he did make those plays. And then also into like Mordekaiser and Dinar, like Mordekaiser is a duelist, so I mean, he's really good at it, but he does seem to really like the 1v1 style, and I mean, that may not work for him if you have the jungle attention like he does in the last game. And he couldn't quite get his team to the win on the Gangplank, so we will see. I do actually expect a lot of damage coming out of the top lane, because Ivern and Yuumi, that's double enchanters, you need some damage threat, and Swain does have damage, but it's not that much damage, so I'm interested to see what this top lane matchup is going to be. But Mordekaiser and Aatrox banned, and Akali can go top lane too, so yeah.
I mean, it's also kind of questioning whether or not that Lux is going to be going into the mid lane or into the support position. So, I mean, after playing a Veigar, maybe going for the Lux, going for something that has maybe a bit more early game safety. Instead of just relying on that event horizon, you have the shield, you have the long range to protect yourself. Camille is going to be the pickup here for SON. So trying to get a little bit more aggression for Disciple.
Throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Saying, all right, you want to duel? Let's duel. There we go.
No. No.
Yep, that's a dueling champion. He wants to fight. Yeah, so definitely need some AP threat from the mid lane. I had to guess.
Okay. So, still looking for a mid laner for Rawr here, or a support possibly. Tryndamere, I mean, look, you threw down the gauntlet and Rawr picked it up and put it on now. So, Lissandra
sense.
is going to be the
I was-
mid laner now.
I was just thinking, this is actually a hard game to play Tryndamere into because it is super hard to dive someone who has a Yuumi on top of them. And then, so you've got the Yuumi, you've got the Ivern's shielding, plus the Brute, plus you've got the Swain snare, plus you've got Camille can just E away. So it's going to be really hard for him to lock down any of these champions. And speaking of, Kassadin can just ult away, and that is some scaling. I think this game's gonna be rough in the early game for SON, but if they can get through it, oh man.
You
that
have a
is-
Yuumi on a Kassadin.
yeah. Oh boy,
so-
that is. Ooh.
Okay, so now I do have a question for you, and this is kind of just me thinking through things as we're gonna get the okay to go into the actual draft. Do we see some lane swaps coming through from Rawr? Because yeah, okay, Tryndamere would do okay into Camille, but into the Kassadin, that is a really good matchup for Tryndamere. And Lissandra is capable of existing in the top lane and kind of just staying alive.
I mean, yeah, you could definitely do that. I wouldn't expect it. Kuma has been playing control mages pretty much all day today, and
Yeah.
has not been winning the matchup very well. So I mean, yeah, it's in those players' wheelhouse to play the champions that we think they're gonna play. Panzora, yeah.
I mean, but do you take Panzora mid? Is more my question.
I guess you could, but I don't think they would. I don't really think they'd have any reason to. Like, these champions already win the lane. I do want to say that. Like, it's definitely I say skill matchup. Tryndamere skill, haha. But Tryndamere into Camille is a pretty heavy skill matchup. It's going to be very volatile, and then Lissandra can poop on Kassadin early. Kassadin is a caster minion for the first 6 level, so yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they already have the advantage. They just need to press it, and I kind of wish they had went Hecarim because he has better gank potential and can kind of snowball these leads that your lanes should have just built in through the draft. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything too spicy from the side of Rawr. SON may need to get creative to get through the early game, though.
Yeah, because I mean, you do look at this, and Rawr's entire top side here is absurdly strong in the early game. You not only have the Lissandra for great gank setup, but you have the Trundle to set the pillar up and make it really hard for Kassadin to get away.
Oh yeah, that like early game advantage Rawr 100%, and even going into the late game, unless this Kassadin has resources, it's like, I don't know. You're jumping onto a Jinx, and that's great, but also Lux can snare you. Kassadin doesn't die. You've got the Trundle pillar. You've got the Lissandra CC, so it's going to be really hard for SON to engage, and it's also going to be hard for them to get through the early game. It's a lot of damage, a lot of CC. I don't see these lanes going in any of SON's favor. The Camille is the closest toss-up. I'm not 100% sure how the Tryndamere Camille matchup goes. I was in the LCS this week. We had Tryndamere versus Fiora, which was a cool matchup. Fiora ended up winning that matchup, so I do think we're starting to see people go like, all right, if you're gonna play Tryndamere, which you shouldn't, but if you're gonna play Tryndamere, I'm gonna pick something that can also hard carry a game and just not die. So I think Camille has the edge in that matchup, but we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And then this bot lane does also interest me because we do have a kind of less traditional, style being picked up here. No marksman for the side of SON Leviathan, and they have enchanters, so it feels kind of weird to have especially with the Yuumi, who gives attack speed specifically. It's not really being utilized very much here. It is all about just giving the heals and giving the ability for Yuumi to be very mobile on some other champion.
So I do think a Yuumi on top of a Camille engaging in the backline is bonkers. I mean, we know that Kassadin is super mobile, but I don't think he's going to be the one to initiate fights. If you are using a Kassadin to initiate, you're doing it wrong. but Camille jumping in with a Yumi on top of her, throwing the ult out, getting the invulnerability moments from her ult, and then locking that one person in the cage. If they can get to the late game, their engage is woof. They have so much peel for the Camille to let her go in safely, and then you've got the Daisy to follow it up with CC. There's so many options if they can get through the early game. And this whole thing is just, can SON scrape through the early game? Because if not, advantage Rawr.
Absolutely, but I think we're gonna see how that shakes out as we get ready for our final game of the night. It is all or nothing for these teams, and we'll see who's gonna come out on top just after this break. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Game 3 has begun, and both of these teams are looking to pull away with a win tonight. Only one will. The teams are spreading out pretty evenly for this final game. No risks being taken.
Yeah, no death balls. That's sad. I like a good death ball. And honestly, Ivern's pretty good at it too. I mean, that snare is no joke. Level 1, especially being able to pull everyone into auto range is a little nuts. But, oh well. Oh, Panzor is like, I will hit you.
Yep. Well.
Loses that trade, because Camille gets a shield. Got him.
Camille passive, kind of good in short trades. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it hurt. I think Camille wins this matchup, and I think that seals it. That's it. Game over. Pack it up. We won. No? I'm gonna keep going?
I mean, you can.
No, I meant the game. Like, we still have to play the game out. I mean, we know it's over.
You know, that's...
Alright, fine. We'll keep going.
That bit sucks. Jugglers will both be starting.
It just didn't connect with you the way that it should have. I am a little bummed that Ivern didn't do any spicy shenanigans. I have played Ivern a bit in solo queue to pretty good success, honestly. He's pretty good. And you can do the thing where you start at your buff, just put your thing down, run over to their buff on the other side that you know they're not starting at, and then just take it with smite instantaneously and get that back. Then get back, and you get all of your camps before they can actually react. And it's very satisfying and mean, and you shouldn't do it. But also, if you do it, it's very funny.
And we're getting a nice start this time around. Maybe a little bit of revenge for the last game.
And was like, I can touch you now.
Yeah. You will feel my wrath, at least in the first 5 levels of the game.
I'm playing the early game carry now.
And Ivern clear, weird as usual. I have no idea how this champion clears. Good bind there. On to Macro Beast is... Oh no, you got Root onto the Yuumi. Popping off a little bit too quick there. And Root actually hits onto Donald's girlfriend. Will hit a double bind on the back end there, but not enough damage yet. Desirus cannot get the kill. So very close, but still, it is just... trades for days in this bot side.
Yeah, I mean, Swain Yuumi does have the sustain angle, so like they will heal up, especially, you know, if Swain can land these roots, you get the passive health bonus from yanking the souls out of people, which, you know, that will do that. Camille winning out in this top lane. It looks like the wave's pushing toward her, so she's gonna get a slight CS advantage. Yeah, nothing too spicy early game. I think Tryndamere might die if he keeps this up.
Ivern was in the area ready to go. I do like this pathing here from Ronan, who just popped through the mid lane just out of vision range for Kassadin, so they do not know that he has gone over towards that bottom side just yet. Ivern also going in.
I do want to point out, look at how many blue wards there are on the top side jungle. Yeah. Because like you absolutely have to keep track of Ivern in the early game, and so he cleared out his top side. As soon as he knew that Ivern was gonna start, you know, heading towards his own top side, he went into counter jungle the Ivern, and he's got a little bit of a CS lead. So very smart play. Knowing what to do against an Ivern is not always straightforward because that champion is very weird. Yeah, so yeah, good on him. Good keeping track. It's nice to see that. Recognizing where the jungler is and playing to counter it. Yeah, these lanes are going about how I expected. A slight CS lead for the Jinx Lux. That they will have better poke options into the Swain Yuumi. Lysandra eking out against Kassadin, and then
Kassadin.
Huge, yeah. The huge.
Oh hey, I'm not sure about this one, Jungle Convict. That's
Wait, that's weird.
Yeah.
All of the Krugs didn't die. That's
I think because they were in combat though, and now here comes Kuma. Will get the root down, and I think Jungle Convict is gonna be going, maybe trying to get away. Root will provide a little bit of protection. Kuma still wants this. You can see how low he is. Great W from the Swain, and ex-jungle convict somehow gets away with that.
Andy Man lives. Love it.
Oh, but there is more to come. Great bind, and the Kassadin does not have the level 6 yet. Good flash will get back under tower. Still, flash burn, no TP for the Kassadin, so still kind of struggling in terms of trades.
Got a little bit of a farm advantage. He's ahead in, he's got about 70 gold ahead of Lysandra. So, I mean, if you're not super behind as a Kassadin in the early game, we call that a big W. That champion is super abusable pre-level 6, and he is level 5. Very close to hitting that 6 mark and finally becoming a champion.
Be careful, buddy. They will get that one, and Trundle heals a lot off of killing things with Smite.
Our next dragon is an ocean dragon, which means we have our first ocean, our non-ocean soul for this series.
Ocean, not soul. Now, level 6s are starting to come through on these solo laners. Panzara takes a unfavorable trade, but it is Tryndamere, so nobody cares. Tryndamere just continues to exist.
It does mean he won't be able to dive. Camille is level 6, does have a lot of time that she's able to buy with her ult and her E, and pushing the Tryndamere low does mean that he can't dive you as easily. We'll have to back after this wave though. If you don't, he will just dive you. I mean, and Ivor is heading bottom. He won't have jungle support. Is a dangerous time to play against Tryndamere when he's level 6 and has Ghost and Flash and low health.
And right now, this bot lane probably as expected going in favor of the Jinx and the Lux, but early Executioner's calling, just picking that up and making sure that the Swain and Yuumi are not going to be as capable of healing. Disciple just going to use that. Actually goes back in there. Remember, Undying Rage is still available for this Tryndamere, so you've got to be very careful on these trades.
I was a little nervous that he went back in, but I actually kind of like it. You do need to keep the Tryndamere low enough that it makes the dive that much more dangerous, because you will have to press the button almost immediately. And I don't know if you can ult through a Camille stun, but even if you can, like, being that low is still super dangerous.
You can ult through anything. It doesn't matter, as Root will come through. Macrobeast's going to flash away. But meanwhile, in the jungle, ex-jungle combat going to just use the Gromp as a little stepping stone to get away. Kuma is around and trying to help out, but I think they're going to take a little bit too long. Desirus taking a lot of damage here. Ex-jungle combat going to go down. Desirus doesn't get the assist, so no popping off just yet. Macrobeast also getting low. There it is. There's the excited, but here comes Sluter, and he wants to clean things up. Gets the double buff there from the kill on to the jungler, and will chase through. Kuma now getting on to Yuumi, who is desperately trying to stay alive, but will pick up the kill. Traded on to the Lysandra, as it is a 2-for-2 across the map, I believe.
Yeah, Kassadin picked up some gold. Still pretty even with Lysandra. Gonna pick up some of this farm, even it out. In top lane, still in a standstill. Disciple's playing this really well. If you like, he's poking down the Tryndamere without going too low, because it's such a dance playing against a Tryndamere. Like, it's so hard to manage those. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to dance, so that's why I int against the Tryndamere every game, and why I ban every game. Or I just play Tom Kench.
Or Malphite.
It's fine. Not
Malphite.
Tom Kench.
Malphite also good, and probably better just as a champion there, as I'm gonna.
No, actually, because as soon as Tryndamere ults, you just eat him.
Anyway, ex-jungle comic once again playing very deep here, going to use that grab again, and here comes the Yuumi with the Camille, and just as you said it, it is engage central from this Camille, and the Trundle goes down. Ex-jungle comic very, very low, but will keep. Oh no, the spin didn't win, but the flash did. And now Panzora wants to keep going. Did not use Undying Rage just yet. Good grab from Macrobeast here, and now will just pop the ult for that extra help. Dono's girlfriend is getting very low and has to back away. Kuma is also going to go down. Sluter popping off on this Kassadin, and he's only level 8. Get ready for the Kassadin hype train in the next couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, they got through the early game. There was not enough pressure from Rawr to get through this SSO win. Jinx picking up some solo gold, which is great, but also, I mean, oh my god, it's going to be so hard to pin down these champions. You know, if they decide they don't want to fight, Kassadin can just ult over a wall. Camille can just hook shot across the earth. It's so hard to play the game when the other team can just decide, like, actually we're gonna fight right now, or actually no, we're not gonna fight right now.
Nope, pins up.
That's a dead CEO right there.
Yeah, easy pickup there. Very smartly played to burn the Undying range early and then get to the rest of the fight afterwards. So good stuff there, and Tryndamere going down means Camille just gonna get more and more ahead.
Yeah, and it's very well played on the side of SON that there was not a first blood until like 8 minutes into the game, and now now the brick is on the gas pedal and we're back up to almost a kill up in it. So it's, again, like, they just needed to get through the early game and they're fine.
Yeah, well,
a little
here
caught out
comes
though.
a little bit of aggression. Good Yuumi.
Yeah, he's fine.
Great stuff there, and now Yumi's gonna go over onto the Ivern, but Ivern not gonna stay alive for long. Desirus is getting excited, he's gonna be able to run away. Sluter is exhausted, so no following up on that one. A clean 2-0 in favor of Rawr.
Yeah, a little too hyphy on the Ivern pressing in there too early. You are not a damage threat if you're playing Ivern. You have Mopey Boots and a little Vandal Blast Mirror.
Look at how low this Trundle is. Sluter gonna push him off of it, and it's gonna be another dragon picked up. Rawr has been on top of it with these dragons tonight.
Do it kind of. Oh, Hextech. Oh boy. That's oh boy. If you are playing against a Kassadin that gets a Hextech soul, God help you. So Rawr is gonna need to put the oomph in defending these dragons from here on out, because you do not want to give those up with this kind of soul.
Absolutely there, and you need to get the Kassadin in there. You can't take those disadvantageous fights before the dragon comes around. Now, last week I was on a different cast, and I saw a lot of teams abusing the Hextech gates by being like, all right, I'm just gonna take the Hextech gate, and lo and behold, there's an entire team waiting for me to take the Hextech gate. So I'm curious to see if we're gonna see something similar from these teams this time around. Keep your eyes on the people going through those gates.
Oh my god, Disciple's playing this so well. This is like a masterclass in how to deal with Tryndamere, honestly. Taking these little short trades, disengaging when, like, he had the second Q in, and if you're a lizard brain like me, you're like, oh, I have the true damage Q, I need to auto attack. I'm like, no, that's just letting the Tryndamere get you down low. That's exactly what he wants. You just walk away. Just walk away. Take these short little trades. There's nothing you can do about it. Force him low. Force him to use the Q to heal himself, and then he loses all that rage. Yeah, just so smart. Yeah, and you've got a 2-0 and 2 Kassadin. Like, you don't need to press anything too hard. Just chill for a while, and eventually, as soon as you have all of your pieces on the game board together, you'll be fine.
Yeah, now we're seeing teams just kind of slow things down. Nothing on the board just yet to fight over. It is really just more about these towers. 14 minutes coming up. Teleports are going to unleash, and the tower plating is going to fall down. So now is when the map is going to start opening up, and we're going to see which one of these teams can abuse that fact more than the other.
Yeah, Ronin say it's got the Herald. Looks like they're going to use bot lane. Macro had no mana, so this is just going to be a free tower for them, though they don't even need it, so they might be able to just take it mid. The flowchart of where you want to put a Herald is just, if you can take a tower, take it. If not, throw it mid lane. It's just good.
Oh, they're trying
Still has
desperately.
ult.
Yeah, there's still.
Oh no!
A gift from the
Oof.
That,
That's what feels bad as a Tryndamere, huh?
that is what we call a mistake there.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I don't think anybody was expecting the Camille to be able to just kill Tryndamere that quickly.
That was a combination of Divine Thunder proc, you had to grasp, and the true damage Q all at the same time. Yeah, it's a big pop of damage. So unfortunate. I think I don't know. It's like you have Ghost and it feels bad to burn the ult early, but you kind of got to. Camille is a pretty bursty champion, does a lot of damage when you don't expect her to. And you can see when the Q's coming, so just a little misplay for there, but they're not going to lose anything too big off it. Still have the tower. I hope they take the Herald mid lane soon.
Yeah, you would hope to see that.
I also love, you can see Ivern's little icon on the blue buff on the side of Rawr there to show that it's been stolen.
That's very funny. Because now we look, still waiting on those pushes there. I mean, you really expect this Ritual to come through. Disciple really putting in work on this top side after getting beat down.
You don't win this fight anymore, buddy.
Yeah, oh no, here comes Panzora dashing in, the flash forward, the counter flash.
Fine. He's got his ult.
Yeah, that will be Undying Rage, rather, burnt off of Panzora and both summoners, meaning that the Trinity has to back out and heal up.
I think that should be a champion ability, Undying Range. Just unlimited attack range. If you can see them on the map, you can auto-attack them.
Dragon, once again, prepared and ready. Good burst down onto Macro Beast as well. Rawr are playing these dragons so very well.
Yeah, but they can't stop this.
Can they stop this, though? That is Macro Beast immediately going down.
Oh,
Ivern
no.
now. There is the Yuumi down as well. And you say they can't stop it, but I think they just did. And now Rawr.
That's a big misplay.
Very, very big play for Rawr as they get Soul Point at 17 minutes. The Kassadin scaling might be good, but if you have that Hextech Soul, the damage onto Kassadin with this Jinx will be very potent.
Oh yeah, the game still is in Rawr's hands. They are the ones making plays across the map. Yeah, SON briefly had a moment where they could have just, started pressing objectives, and, there's not a lot a Tryndamere can do to stop you, especially when this went no Hull Breaker. He's not going to be able to pressure these side lanes like you would normally expect. But yeah, I mean, that was just, you gotta group in. This is in solo queue where you're like, guys, can we please, we have an advantage. Can we please group? Can we group? That would be me at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because the scaling is there, but also if you don't have everyone together, an Ivern alone is not a champion. So smart of Rawr to be able to recognize like many apes strong together. That's the game plan.
Very much so. But now the question is, can they make that occur? Because now things are getting very funky as powers have started to fall, much in favor of Rawr. And it's kind of just a ticking time bomb right now. The level 12 on the Kassadin, so definitely being a threat. This Jinx is level 11 herself and is very strong right now.
Yeah, I mean, Jinx is an item and a half, 2 levels up, and Magro hasn't even finished an item on the Swain, so
Kuma in trouble a little bit here and will eventually go down. Pops that ult to just get a little bit more time bought. Flash burned and Kuma will go down, but it is the Ivern that picks that up instead of the Swain, so a little bit of an advantage there. I also am a little concerned here because I'm looking at items right now and seeing 2 Moonstones on SON Leviathan right now.
Yeah, it is. Once you get to these team fight stages, it's pretty hard to deal with. But like, this Swain is so far behind. Just now cresting 5k gold. Ooh. Jinx has 7,800. That is a tough road back into relevancy against a Jinx who does also scale pretty well.
Disciple getting obliterated in this top side now as Ronan actually picks that one up. Sluter looking possibly to come in here. We'll get spotted out and maybe have to ult away. We'll just pop that Rift Walk to get over. As a Yuumi now has a little kitty cat on the shoulder, but don't think that means you want to take this one just yet. Yeah, that will just be top lane turret getting popped down, and Rawr are playing so very well in this mid game.
SON had one good team fight where they had the Kassadin run in with the Yuumi on her, but
Two
two of them.
Two Everfrosts there, and once again there is the ultimate for Lissandra, but it does not mean anything. Macro Beast takes that one away with the Visions of Empire, and now pushes R. Not sure about that
Did
one.
it.
I think
Yeah,
that one
I mean-
may have been a mistake.
It lasts a long time. Baron's up. You can test Baron with that. I don't think they're gonna, but yeah, it was a good pick. Good pick.
Bring it in for
But yeah, Rawr need to continue put the foot on the gas pedal. It is hard to come back as a Swain. He eventually does good team fighting damage, but if he's behind, he's not. That's kind of the story of like everyone on the team except for Camille is just. It's you need to be relevant or you are not relevant at all, even a little bit. So good on Rawr to put the foot on the gas pedal. They just need to keep pushing, keep going forward. But yeah, Dragon's up soon. Soul point for Rawr. If they get this, it is hard to fight against a Hextech Soul. The amount of just slowing and damage that it comes out of is pretty nuts.
It is, as we are getting ready. 13 seconds on the Dragon. We're gonna see SON pick up the scuttle, but Convict taking a little bit of poke. Panzora sitting on that side there, maybe trying to get into a flank position. Kuma gonna go use the claw, but not gonna go too far forward. Good poke now onto Rawr from the Visions of Empire. Macro Beast thinking about just popping people in this one if he gets the opportunity. Panzora just
We finally got our first dance, like our first front to back fight. It looks like coming up. Kassadin circling around.
stacking this up, using a lot of mana, but Ronan using a lot of health. The grab comes in, Ronan Saya getting very low, and there is the hop over. Disciple tries to get in on that and will eventually. Panzora is just alone as everybody pops. Double kill for the Kassadin. Desaurus is still alive though, and he's doing some damage. Sluter is the scary one though, and he just does way too much. Pick up there. Panzora, the only one left alive for Rawr.
Penta?
And he will stay alive for now. They are not going to go for the Penta. They are going to make the smart call, not the greedy call. Go for the Dragon instead.
Yeah, who would have thunk the the double enchanter with a fed Camille and Kassadin and a Yuumi ends up popping the entire front line, if you can call it that. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected when I saw this team comp, and it's unfortunate that it has taken it this long to become active, but once it happens, woo boy, it is hard to team fight against that. You saw as soon as the front line disappeared, it was just Kassadin running over the entire back line. It is so hard to play against that as a Jinx.
Hunters overrun the forest.
Yeah, very, very strong, and I think that really is just kind of the question of the day. Can... Alright.
You got real quick. Oof. He had red buff for all of like 2 seconds.
But can you get the Kassadin down before the Jinx gets just obliterated? I think is a huge question for this game, because all that Rawr have built up here is starting to fall apart as this Kassadin gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I don't think SON even know this is happening.
They do not. Here comes the kill. Oh my god. Panzora is kind of solo getting this Baron for his team, as he's just killing anybody who is in and around this red buff area. Ronan taking
checking it.
Yeah, they're not even checking it. Ronan taking a lot of damage, has to stop tanking it. I don't think he's going to be able to stick around for this if they keep going. Yeah, Dono can't tank this either going forward. There is the smite. There is the major heal. Baron kill on Trundle means lots of health going into him, and Baron kill on Rawr means they are going to have tempo control for the next couple of minutes.
That was much needed on the side of Rawr. You were starting to lose tempo, and if you start to lose tempo against this competition, it is rough to come back to. So good on them. That was very, very smart, recognizing they had total complete vision control over that objective. SON didn't even know it was happening, or if they did, didn't care. So yeah, just again, smart macro in a lot of these games. It's super fun to watch.
Yeah, very back and forth. I think the only criticism that I could give is maybe some of these teams kind of making more recognition of one play happening and making something happen on the opposite side. We have seen it here and there, but I have not seen it consistently from either of these teams. I think that is really where these teams are going to start to thrive if they can figure that out. Topside Panzora starting to get in a little bit of trouble. Sluter is going to be up there, and I think that is just going to be a dead Tryndamere going forward. Yeah, Sonya's will keep him alive. Holy, whoa, that Tryndamere still does damage, and that is why I hate that champion.
He still does damage. He's got the Navori quick blades. He's got the zeal. He is a strong boy, but it is super hard to pin down a Kassadin. So, yeah, I mean, they got the Baron off one person. That was... Yeah, I don't know if you should be going for that as Panzora. You have the... I feel like the threat of Tryndamere is almost more useful than the Tryndamere actually going in, you know? Like, if you have the Tryndamere top lane and you see, okay, they have the Camille and the Kassadin up here, like, y'all go do something elsewhere, because that's their whole team fight.
What do you do, though? Because there was no... They didn't have waves in position.
Well, you have Baron. You have just go push bot lane and mid lane in, and that mid lane is super low. It's just like... That's their whole team fight. So if you all four wanted to just dive that mid tower, there is just nothing stopping you from doing it if they're both up there. Not saying they needed to go dive the tower. I'm just saying, like, if Camille and Kassadin are in the same place and the rest of your team is in the other place, like, that is just free reign to do whatever you want, because that is all of their team fighting capabilities there.
Yeah, right now, Panzora... Oh, Desirous, you got to be a little careful how close you get to this Kassadin. He's gonna hurt. Nope. Just gonna go down. Easy kill, Sluter. Unfortunately, they're just a little bit caught out and now dead for the next 40 seconds. Dragon spawns in 30. So this is the go button. Rawr want to take this fight, and they are going to go for it. Panzora is going to chase out Disciple, and there's the Yuumi ult to try and buy a little bit more time. Panzora does have the ult going, Undying range. Panzora needs to get out as the rest of the team do the work, and that will just be chasing them off of that tower, or sorry, off that dragon, as Lissandra is pushing up in that top side, still has the TP available.
Yeah, nobody died, but that's a huge win for the side of Rawr because they have control over this dragon. Oof. Yeah, that was a really costly pick on the Kassadin. And again, if you can pick off Camille or Kassadin, that is their whole team fight.
Stopwatch is going to be used for Disciple to buy a little bit more time. And now Desirous, look, there is the Kassadin. He is back. He is on the Jinx. Nobody's protecting him. And Desirous is going to go down. That is all of the team fight. And now it is up to Ronan to stay alive there. Early smite, and it is red team. It is actually the Swain that picks up that. And the fight is still going. Kuma is the only one left alive, but you are not going to win a fight against the Kassadin. Level 15, Kassadin is oh so very close, and the ultimate is not available. Kuma holding on for dear life, but it is Rawr that are still one off of the Dragon Soul.
Disciple was so low at the start of that fight, but he knew we cannot give up this Hextech Soul, and so he went in and just barely managed to take out their backline. And oh man, that fight was so close to the game just being over, because like if you lose one more person on the side of SON there, they can just push through top and straight up just end the game with the Hextech Soul. But yeah, just well played, playing on a razor's edge. You kind of have to do that with these kind of scaling comps until you get into that late game. Kassadin still doesn't even have the fully stacked Seraph's Embrace, so yeah. Guardian's Angel picked up for Camille. That is just massive. Camille's ability to dive into these team fights and then just not die for so long is what enables Kassadin to start building up the stacks on his ult and just win these team fights through attrition.
Looking good,
Um,
guys.
Yeah, so that fight was just way too close.
Oh, here comes Burst, though, on to ex-Jungle Convict. Kuma has to use that Zhonya's and does not get the kill. That is very unfortunate with 33 seconds available, or till the Baron is available, and no teleport ready. Ex-Jungle Convict needs to be a little careful. There is some Jinx pressure there, and Sluter needs to back off from this Tryndamere, who is very strong and can very much take that Kassadin down. Dash in, hold up. Yeah, here it comes. Undying Rage is going to be used. Macro Base going to use the Zhonya's just to stay alive by time. And Sluter is here. Sluter wants to chase them down. Has the Frozen Heart now to keep himself healthy through these fights. And Desarius needs to keep himself alive under this tower. Sluter, very tanky, very beefy. Good grab from Macro Beast, but no follow-up just yet. Sluter going in now, using that Iron to perfection, as Disciple's going to get a pill onto the Trundle as well and go super deep in. GA will be popped. Sluter now has to get just out of range of the towers. Dono's girlfriend uses the Zhonya's. Disciple holding on to the side there. Kuma's now back into the fight. Will use the ult to get the kill onto Disciple, and resets are going to have to come through. They cannot get anything off of these picks because the death timers are not long enough yet. Kuma's still going forward. Macro Beast caught out onto the bind, but the burst coming back through. Darnell's girlfriend is going to go down as well, and Kuma now just left alone with ex-Jungle Convict going back in with the root. Macro Beast gets the double kill.
It is so hard to team fight against this double enchanters composition. The amount of shielding and healing coming out of Ivern and Yumi is just ridiculous. And like, it's good on its own, but it also like, it forces the enemy team into this like fight or flight response where it's like, oh, well, they're so low, I have to go in, otherwise we lose this fight and we lose the Baron. Then you go in and you're like, oh no, they just healed up their entire health bar and they have a massive shield, so I guess we just die. And man, this draft from SON is so hard to play in a team fight against. They can just go in and come out whenever they want. Oh my lord, that team fight was just, it lasted so long.
Yeah, you're telling me. Oh.
Yeah, they get the Baron. They've got the Dragon coming up in about a minute, so hopefully they'll start taking out wards on that side of the map. Get control on there. They have an inhibitor open, so Tryndamere's going to start splitting or backing, I guess. Yeah, that's a fair point. You cannot afford to lose this next team fight. If you don't get Hextech Soul now, just, oh man.
Ooh. Desser is taking a lot of damage from the Swain now. Late game Swain is starting to come online. Sluter just charging that ultimate in the side there, waiting for his time to go in.
And you have 3 Zhonya's on the side of SON. Their whole game plan is just buy time. And it's so wild to watch because it's so hard to play against with all the shielding and the healing. You know, just buy time. Eventually the enchanter cooldowns will come up and we'll be fine.
Split push coming through. Pandora,
this will be important.
Pandora is going in. Disciple getting over, using the flash just to get away again. Spins are coming. There is the chicken call, and you are going to go down. Panzora not even using the ult there as the Dragon picked up once again. It is 3 Hextech Dragons, but it is not the soul just yet. And meanwhile, they just need to stop the backs as Panzora is pushing in, taking the inhibitor. They're pushing in onto the fight now as Macro Beast. There is a Kassadin back in the base. They do not have their damage dealer, and Macro Beast needs to just stay alive. That will be the Swain going down. Macro Beast not able to stay alive. Good pillar will keep ex-Jungle Convict in place just long enough, and Ronin Say is just going to keep running him down. Lethal Tempo going to do a lot of work here. Kuma slowing with the Q. The ult comes in, and that is a jungler down for SON as they have their base in shambles.
That was really well played. Panzora absolutely needed to take Disciple out, and he's so strong at this point. Like, there's no way you stop a Tryndamere on top of you with all of those summoner spells and the flash and the ult, and it just, oh man, it's so hard. If a Camille can't outrun a Tryndamere, That is, no one can.
Here
woof.
comes the push here. Sluter going in with the Yumi, getting the stuns down, getting the roots down, but does not get the root onto the Jinx. Zhonya's buys some time, but maybe not the time wanted. Sluter flashes in, goes in, cleaning up, has the double kill, has the triple, I believe. Panzora, though, has the Undying Rage. He is the only one left alive. It is actually the Yumi that picks it up. Triple kill for the Kassadin. And what seemed like it was going to be the base getting taken, it gets turned around by Sluter alone.
I mean, but they're picking the enemy base, but they have no minions. They can't take this tower. You have 3 inhibitors down. There are no way you are pushing up against two super minions in each wave to end the game. I mean, you get maybe 1 tower off this, and there's no objectives up anytime soon. So, I mean, it was a good fight. It was great. He basically just saved the game, but like, it's so hard to come back from a triple inhib drop. Double supers in each wave is just like, it's so hard to understate how hard to push out against that is.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it is kind of just going to be a waiting game for the next couple of minutes, because we do have Dragon and Baron available in just over 2 minutes.
Yeah, and on the side of Rawr, basically Panzora's whole job right now is just sit in the side lane, because if someone has to match you, they have got to match you. And there is no one on that team that can stop a Tryndamere on their face. There's just not. So, assuming that plays out, I don't see a way that, oh, they're just gonna run bottom. They're making the call.
Yeah, they gotta be very careful. Look how forward this Jinx is. This is kind of scaring me there. Desirus needs some backup, and I don't think Trundle alone is enough. Watch Sluter. He is the one to keep SON in this game, charging up that ultimate.
Cyples has GA.
Yeah, so that will enough there. Yumi gonna go in now. Sluter dashing forward, hits on Takuma. That's not the person in question. Look at the grouping. Jinx loves this, but Disciple is keeping Jinx out of the fight, pushing her into that side now as Macro Beast pops the Jinx. Sluter does work too. Disciple uses that GA perfectly, and it's another wipe. It's another clean fight from SON, but they still have their base in shambles and can't do anything with it.
Weird. Oh my god. In any other situation, in a 37-minute game, a 5-person ace, it's just like, okay, I guess they just push to end, but they have 3 inhibitors down. They have no minions. You can't end the game. You can barely defend your base. Oh, this game is so stressful.
Oh my god.
And okay, so Baron, up in 30 seconds. Hextech Dragon, up in a minute. And that is soul for both teams. If you had to pick, you know, like, if you had to handshake, would you take the Baron in this situation, or would you take the Hextech soul?
It depends on the team, because if I right now am Rawr, I am absolutely taking the Baron, because that has been the big thing that you need right now. They can't get the push into the base, and it is a struggle. If I am on the side of SON, I am probably happy with taking the Dragon Soul right now. 4 Hextechs on top of getting that soul with a Kassadin, you can pop anybody with that.
Yeah, that's I do think the soul is so incredibly valuable.
Disciple's going in alone. What are you doing, buddy?
Disciple, you didn't have GA or a cat on you. That's the game.
That could very well be the game. Tryndamere is going to keep pushing here. Sluter is trying to stop this Baron. He may be able to do so. He is very much a threat, but it is just buying time. It is making sure that this Kassadin cannot stay in the base. Look at the Tryndamere on the minimap. He is on the towers. He has taken one. He is going in. He is trying to end the game. There is Macro Beast trying to keep him off of the tower, off of the Nexus, but he still has Undying Rage. He's flashing away from the damage. He's gonna do it. He's gonna take the base, and at the end of it all, the pick onto the Camille. Tryndamere cleans it up and takes it all the way.
Oh my god. That feels so anticlimactic. That whole game came down to Disciple over engaging without GA or his cat. Oh my god. That's stressful. Oh man, because like honestly, even if Tryndamere didn't end the game there, you still had 4 people going, and you don't have your Camille, who is your primary engage. Oh man, that's that's a stinger. Congratulations, Roar. That was, I mean, they played that to perfection in that situation. It's like you don't win those team fights, so yeah, well played by Roar. That was, woof. That was a game. A 40-minute game that we just watched that ended with a Tryndamere just deciding to auto attack the Nexus.
Oh, and I mean, credit where it is due. Rawr played that incredibly smart, right? They said, all right, you know what? We stay on the Baron, even if we all die. Tryndamere is capable of shoving in because the waves are in the right spot for us. And if we keep them off of their base, if we keep some people up near the Baron and threaten it one way or the other, it is a lose-lose situation for SON. I really love the late game calling there from Rawr, but man, it just all started off really poorly. And I feel like that is one of those games that you are going to hold on to for a long time if you're a disciple, because you look at that ending and you just know that you messed up.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a bummer, and like Tryndamere didn't start running in mid until he saw like, oh, if Camille's dead, we can just end the game. Like, there's literally nobody that could stop me. So it's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, that's one of the downsides of picking one of these comps where like the whole team is Swain or Camille and Cassidon are basically the whole team. Like Swain does good damage, great pick potential, survives a long time, but like basically just exists to extend the team fight. Because Camille going in with the Yumi on top and all the enchanter nonsense that that entails is just the whole comp. So if one of those pieces drop, it's so much more significant than, like if a Lux gets caught, like that's unfortunate and that sucks, but maybe you can still win that team fight if you get the right pick. But yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's how that game ends.
It very much is. I mean, that does give SO and Leviathan their first loss of the season, makes Rawr even with them in terms of record. And now things get really, really interesting as we get further and further into the season. If this is the kinds of games that we're going to get once we get into like playoff territory, it is going to be an incredible postseason. But that is all for us tonight. I have been Thousand Eyes Gavin over on my left, and we will see you guys next week, same time, hopefully same banger games. See you guys next time.